For the Clawson Trojans, it looked as if this year would be a difficult one. But even though only 6 starters returned this year and they have switched to a tougher conference, the Trojans find themselves at 5-1. The Dondero Oaks spent last year rebuilding, winning only 2 of their 9 games. This year, the Oaks have bettered their record, yet they're only 3-3. Tonight, it's a new Oakland Activities Division 4 contest as the Clawson Trojans battle the Dondero Oaks on the TCI Sports Game of the Week. The TCI Sports High School Football Game of the Week. Tonight from Dondero High School, it's the Clawson Trojans taking on the Dondero Oaks. Hello again, everyone. Dave Zorin along with Jack Roberts here at Dondero High School. And Jack, this is the start of a pretty good rivalry. Clawson comes in here with a record of 5-1 and 3-0 in the league, and they're doing very well.
Yeah, Coach Dick Moore has the Trojans off to a fast start. They've got some great running backs, pretty much a balanced attack. But Brooks Gay looks really good in the backfield along with Matt Hubble, and look for wide receiver Brian Steffen. But remember, they're led by a sophomore quarterback, and there's a big opposing crowd tonight.
Yeah, there sure is here at Dondero. On the other side, Dondero, they have a pretty good balanced attack as well.
Yeah, they got Nate Dixon. He can fly, along with Bobby Grant and Mike Knoll. And look for Mike Lother, one of the big hitters, a big linebacker. If he can come up with some big stops, it could be a good night for the Oaks.
Okay, these teams used to scrimmage each other all the time in preseason. Now they're playing for real. We'll be back with the kickoff right after this. The TCI Sports Game of the Week is brought to you by Modernistic Carpet Cleaning, Comet Burgers in Royal Oak. Buy 1 burger, get 1 free when you mention TCI Sports. Mike's Market Share Coupon Book. And by Bell Tire.
I'm the king.
Of rock and roll?
No, coupons. I'm Mike Gothier. Some people call me the king of coupons because nobody brings you bigger savings than my Market Share Coupon Book. Having trouble saving money? Then do what the Tripp family does. Carry the book, Mike's Market Share Coupon Book. You'll save thousands on things you use every day, like eyeglasses, oil changes, and cleaning from companies you trust. But you can't save unless you carry the book. Remember, you'll save a king's ransom using my Market Share Coupon Book.
Rumor has it, Comet Burgers is definitely the place to be seen in downtown Royal Oak. After the party, out for dinner, just looking for cold soft drinks, great burgers and fries, milkshakes or pizzas. Comet Burgers is the place to run into just about anybody.
Excuse me. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Even old what's-his-name. Comet Burgers, they're out of this world.
When you call Modernistic, we'll show up with this, $35,000 worth of carpet and upholstery cleaning technology. Call the competition, they'll probably show up with this. Our truck-mounted equipment can professionally clean your carpets with 10 times the power of portable cleaners, removing dirt, harmful bacteria, pollens, and more. The competition can't. Of course, there is one thing the competition does that we can't. They make a lot more noise.
Modernistic, count on us.
So the tire store guy says, great deal on them tires. You want valve stems? No thanks. Your tires won't work without valve stems. They're extra. Then he told me all the other extras I needed. So guess what happened to my great deal on them tires?
Only Bell Tire gives you out-the-door pricing. You get the guaranteed lowest price, and at Bell Tire, it's the total, complete, everything's-included price with absolutely no extras ever.
Bell Tire.
Nobody comes close, nobody's closer.
The TCI Sports Game of the Week. This week we're at Dondero High School here where the Oaks will host the Clawson Trojans. And this being the realignment of this division, we can see the current records for these teams. And there they are. Clawson 3-0, 5-1 overall. Dondero 3-1 in the conference, 3-3 overall. So a win for Dondero would even up things in the conference. And a pretty nice realignment. Talking to some of the players down there before the game as we are underway on a low squiv kick. Taken deep by Clawson. That was Steffens. And he takes it around. Brian Steffen with a nice return across the 40-yard line for the Trojans.
Steffens, their big play man, Dave. He came out ready to play. He faked the reverse there, and he was gone. He picked up good yardage, and they're in great field position. Steffen has good speed. You'll see him here pick it up a little bit loose. He'll fake the reverse right here. He keeps it, and it was hard to tell. He's hiding it. It's in the lights. You can't really see, and he takes it around the left corner, and he gets some great key blocks up here as you see the Trojans on the opening kickoff just laying people out. A 34-yard return, and they're in great field position. Good return for Steffen.
Ball just shy of the 45-yard line, and that's where the Trojans will start. And again, this rivalry, some of the players know each other, some have relatives on the other team, so this is going to be an interesting rivalry. First handoff, straight dive, and a good run. And a big run there by number 44, Matt Hubble. Hubble, one of the fullbacks on this team. And a great gain here, Jack.
Hubble gets in behind the left side, first man through. Hubble's a big fella, about 6'2". He pounds it through, and he picks up some good yardage on first down, and now they're in good field position. With a sophomore quarterback, you want to keep him out of pressure situations early.
Second and less than one. And it looks like they'll have forward motion for the first down.
Little mix-up in the backfield there. He kind of ran into his own teammates, bounced around, and the Oaks defense pounded him down. Led by Lowther, big Mike Lowther, the 6-foot linebacker, number 50, is the big hitter on this team, and he showed you why there.
Trojans on the move here in the early going on that big first down carry as they get it out across to the 45 now of the Oaks, and in good field position. The quarterback is Gil Stark. Sophomore quarterback, hands off to Gay in the backfield. Gay, gain of maybe a yard. He had a big 200-yard game last week, and we see our first flag of the game as well.
Yeah, Lowther and Farr in on the stop on Gay. Flags everywhere. I think we had a hold.
And we do have a hold. Preliminary indications in there. Let's take a look.
The right side of the line. I saw a couple arms get extended right in here. No, it was off to the left side.
Yeah, just out of the screen there.
Good tackle by Josh Farr.
And this will knock Clawson back, so it looked like a pretty good drive. There you can see the crowd here at Dondero.
I saw a lot of faces painted in that Dondero crowd.
Big fired up crowd, and now even more fired up as the Trojans get back, knocked back almost 10 yards. First and 19. Stark to throw. He's got him deep down the sideline. And if Stark had led Steffen just a little bit, he would have been gone all the way. Steffen had to wait for that one. And finally, the defense caught up with him, but they are inside the 25-yard line to about the 22. And a big play for Clawson to come back after that penalty.
Stark fake a handoff, take a short drop, and dump it up high. But like you said, Dave, he threw it a little too high. If he had led the receiver, this allows the defense to catch up. And right there, Steffen was wide open. And Fred Kaiser comes over and makes the stop. But more of a line drive throw could have been 6.
The handoff to Gay. He cuts outside and cuts up and gets close to the 10-yard line.
Big yardage off the left side. That front offensive left side of the front for Clawson is really blowing some holes in the Dondero line. See right here, it come back, Stark hands it off. You're going to get a shot at Brooks Gay. He gained 200 yards last week. He's got good foot movement, and he's pretty powerful for a kind of a small guy.
Second and less than a yard now. They give it to the second man outside. Nobody touches Brooks Gay for the touchdown. Gay on a 12-yard run, and they fake, and a good fake on the first man through, and then they go to Gay, who kind of held up and did a little fake in the backfield.
Yeah, Stark pulled off, fake to the fullback, and everybody thought the fullback had it, and then he gives it off to Gay, and Gay breaks it to the left side again. He was quick. He saw room there, took it to the left side, and was in easy. Gay with lots of speed, 200 yards last week, and he's got about 900 yards on the season.
So Gay with the 13-yard run for the touchdown, and now the extra point attempt by Haver, Greg Haver, on to kick the extra point. It'll be Stephan to hold. And they had a little trouble getting it off, and they block it, but a flag is down as well. So a lot of confusion that time. Looked like it was not a two-point play or any kind of setup for another play. They looked like they were going to go for that extra point.
Stephan had trouble with the snap. He gets the snap and he kind of bobbles the ball. And when he did, the offensive line, right here he's bobbling it, can't get it set up. The offensive line was looking back and they started holding, and that's what the referee threw the flag in on.
And that's where Stephan should have bailed out and called the play right away. But it works out anyway for Clawson as the penalty goes against Dondero, so they'll get another chance.
I thought it was offensive holding.
1-5. What do you do?
You hear the Dondero sideline saying, what did he do? What did he do?
So the extra point attempt, one of the longest that we've ever seen to take place. We'll try it again.
They're going to reset the ball.
Yeah, they're going to mark it with the penalty. They'll mark it a little bit closer, so it's a little bit half the distance to the goal line, so they're just a little bit closer.
One of the officials had to come over and calm the Dondero coaches down.
The extra point attempt now is up, and it is good, and Clawson leads early here, 7-0, with 9:41 left in the first quarter.
Well, Dick Moore's Trojans going to show you why they come in with a 5-1 record, 3-0 in the division. They take it right down the field. They had a holding penalty, kind of moved them back, but they go 56 yards in 5 plays, and they score early on a 13-yard run by Gay. They do it all in little over 2 minutes. This team scores early and often. However, in the one game that they went overtime in one of the wins against Madison, where they scored 23 unanswered points in the second half, they were down 21-0 at halftime. They came all the way back on Madison's field, and they took that game in overtime. They haven't been beat in their division. They only have one loss, and that was to Waterford Mott. Really, what is it, a AA school, a much bigger team. They lost 12-7. They were up in that game 7-0. I really think Clawson's one of the better teams, and it appears tonight they're ready to play tonight.
And the receivers deep. They go 3 deep for Dondero. And back there are Knoll. Here we see the kicker, Haver. Back to receive, Knoll. And also 22, McFall. And also Hart. And it'll be Hart to take it. Hart straight up the middle. Hart gets a block, and he's got one man to beat, and that's the kicker. Hart gets his block, and Hart is still not down. Finally down inside the 20-yard line. Well, Jack, just like we saw last week, we saw the Avondale game, and that was the same type of thing. They took their time going all the way down the field. Ferndale did, and Avondale came right back.
I see a late flag, though. I see a late flag. Here's Chris Hart. He picks it up, takes it right up the middle. No one touches him. Takes it about 85 yards. If he had that one late block, he was into the end zone. Right here, he tries to get it, can't get away. The man comes over, grabs his jersey. Chris Hart on the fly, tries to get behind the blocker. Can't do it. His jersey gets caught up, gets taken down, but we got a flag on the play. Let's see.
It's a clipping call,
if it comes back. It is.
So the clip really hurts now for the Oaks as they were fired up, headed inside the 20. The penalty took place at about the 44-yard line, and they're going to knock them back from there. 44-yard line, I should say, of Clawson, so it brings it back to about the 41-yard line of the Oaks, as you see the official signal.
Well, the thing about the return was Chris Hart normally isn't the big return man. It's usually Knoll. Hart picked it up. He knew he did not hesitate. He broke it right up the middle. He didn't even wait for his wall of blockers. Created the hole, and he was gone. Good speed, but it's all for naught.
Still good field position, though, for the Oaks as they get it at their own 41 or 42-yard line, right in between there. And we'll start there with 9:27 left here in the first quarter. And we see the penalty yards already. 10 for Clawson, 15 now in that clipping for Dondero. Oaks line up really with their back in a slot position. So you've got 4 men in the slot. The pass goes out to Knoll. Knoll makes a cut, tries to get outside, and then the defense gets up with him. And maybe a gain of about a yard or two. We'll see where they mark his forward progress.
Boy, Knoll thought he had room. He takes the pass from Bobby Grant right here. Grant goes straight down the line of scrimmage. Good tight pass. Knoll has it. He sees a hole. And man, did Clawson, did they close fast or what? 4 or 5 of the Trojans right over on top of him. And it looked like a 10-yard gain right off the bat.
There you see Knoll, the senior, 162.58.
Bobby Grant, one of the better throwers in the division. He's got a great arm.
A penalty on Clawson, and that'll be a big break for Dondero, and this one gets him back to where the original clipping call was. It's a face mask penalty. So the face mask penalty hurts Clawson now, and it gets Dondero into Clawson territory, the ball at about the 44-yard line, 44-43. And again, Dondero going with that slot position for the back. Same play. This time it's back out to Hart, Chris Hart. And he's able to get a few on it. But, Jack, they tried that play twice, and it hasn't really worked that well.
Yeah, Hart made a great move to make the first man miss. But then he really got popped by the tackler.
And let's hear that pop.
We're going to get a shot of the pop now.
Right in your living room, folks, and you can hear that hard hitting. Two teams battling here for the conference, and if Dondero beats Clawson, they will be tied in the conference at 3-1.
That was Matt Hubble, 44, the middle linebacker, coming over. He can tackle in the open field, and he put a lick on him.
2nd and 8, you see the clock. Grant, back to pass, going deep down the sideline, and overthrows Knoll. Well, he had Knoll down the sideline, who had beaten the defensive backs. But Grant's pass just a little bit outside and into the sideline.
Well, it appears that Bobby Grant saw some kind of seam in that Clawson defense. He jumped right up, took a quick drop, threw it long, but he led the receiver just a little bit too much. Brings that down by a yard, pulls a little bit off. Bobby Grant, one of the better throwers, takes a little bit of the heat off there. And I don't think we had 6, but we had a deep gain, and I think they're in goal to goal. I think they're going back to the air right here. Bobby Grant wants to throw that ball.
Now the first time we've seen backs in the backfield, split backs for Grant. Grant back to throw again. He has plenty of time to throw, goes downfield, and has got his man, Chris Hart, for the first down.
Good tight pattern for Chris Hart. Did the post pattern, made a nice sharp cut, and Bobby Grant hit him, threaded the needle in coverage right there. Hart had two Clawson Trojans on his back. Right here, Bobby Grant goes back. He was looking for Hart all the way, fires it right down the middle. Good heat on that one. Hits him in the numbers, and 2 Clawson defenders make the stop. Good catch in traffic. Nice gain and a first down.
Power eye right now for the Oaks with a receiver split up top, and that is Hart. They go to the ground for the first time. And that was Knoll, Mike Knoll on the carry. Not much there.
That was kind of a setup play. Going to set up the passing game, get the Clawson defense buying in the middle. They hand it off to Knoll. Takes it right up the middle.
Head coach Mike McElroy here in his 3rd year at Dondero. He's been around for 25 years in the coaching ranks. An assistant coach for a while here for Fred Fuhrer. Power eye right again. 2 tight ends, and they go up the middle and nothing there. The Trojans stack it up and bring up a 3rd down situation.
Tough to run on Clawson, real tough. Scott Wilder, another active linebacker, jumps in there, number 36, and eats up the run. Right here, Grant goes back, hands off, almost a fumble, and you'll see 36. Wilder come in with the stop there. I think that Dondero's got to go to the air.
Adamczak on the carry. That was Chris Adamczak on the last carry for Dondero. There is Dick Moore on the sideline. Familiar face over there for the Trojans. And a very successful year so far for him.
Great coach, discipline.
Grant back to throw. Has his man in the flat. Knoll makes a cut, makes one man hit the ground, and then the pursuit catches up to him.
Boy, Clawson came to hit. Knoll gets out there, a little bit out in the flat, makes the catch, and Clawson's like, yeah, go ahead, have the catch. We want more guys. We'll let you have the catch now versus going for the interception. Grant looks, dumps off here to the side. Knoll picks it off. Right here they all come. Look at Clawson. We got 5 hitters. It's a sign of a good team when you're gang tackling.
They finally get Knoll out of bounds. And now they're going to go for the field goal attempt now. And a whistle down on the field by the refs.
This looks like about a 36-yarder, Dave.
Yeah, will be a 36-yard attempt here. And Brian Bonskor has hit some long ones here. Let's see if he can do this. And just short and just hit the post. So the Oaks try to go for the field goal and come up short.
That's rare for Bonskor. He's a soccer player. It's his first year in football. He's done a great job kicking this year. He's had field goals of 38, 30, another one of 31 yards. He's hit all his extra points. That one was right there. I think the way the ball was set, where it was placed, set him off. He had to kick it on an angle, and he just hit the crossbar there. He didn't seem to have that much on it.
Yeah, he's way over on the left hash, and I think that might have thrown him. But he's having a great season nonetheless. Second man through, give it to Gay, and Gay stumbles forward, and a nice gain for him, gain of about 5 yards. So the Trojans come back now on offense and pick up a pretty good gain as Brooks Gay picks up 5, and it'll be 2nd and 5 coming up.
Brooks Gay, one of the more elusive halfbacks in the area. Josh Farr, 74, makes the stop. Farr, a 5'10", 200-pounder. Look for number 74 in the blue jersey in the defensive end. He makes a lot of big hits for Dondero.
Bill Stark, the sophomore quarterback, and there was movement down on the line, either the center or the defensive lineman. Encroachment.
I thought the center moved the ball.
Yeah. And can he do that? Can he adjust the ball? And they're going to say maybe not here. Let's see. Clawson going back to their huddle. Who moved first?
That was number 15, slapping the ball.
Okay. Now the referee, you might have heard him down. They said he was slapping the ball at the center. So if he took that slap at the center, penalty goes against Dondero, and that's going to be marched off in a first down. Let's see if we can see it right before the snap here.
The center, Chris Davis, down there.
There's the ball moving,
loose.
And it looked like maybe he did slap it out of his hands, and that's why we did see the center move to get the ball back.
A little bit early. You want to do that right on the snap, and you got to fumble.
Well, they're just shy of the first down. It'll be 2nd in inches now. And there we see Dick Moore looking on, and his situation looks pretty good right now. And he can run a lot of different plays out of the 2nd and short yardage.
Telling the referee, I don't like the slap of that ball there.
Yeah. Second man through is Gay. Gay, first down and more, out across the 35, close to the 40-yard line. Ball at about the 39, 1st and 10 now for the Trojans. And they're trying to get it out of their territory and doing a great job of moving it, Jack.
Well, Brooks Gay's a great runner, but it's always good to be behind a good line. Watch number 60, Aaron Appleby, 6'5", 210 senior, heavily scouted by most of the areas. He's in the tackle position off to the left side, and all the major holes have been his way. Appleby and 64, Brandon Doris, really create big holes for Gay to run through.
Appleby, one of the captains on his team. They go that way again, and look at this. Breaking and a fumble, and it looks like the Oaks may have it. Lothar down there, Mike Lothar, number 50, looks like he might have got it, and he's in there, and he does have it. Mike Lothar, number 50, getting in there first, and also on the other side, it was number 30 in there also, Caraway. Let's take a look, Jack. Looks like a good run to start out.
That's Hubble. The fullback Hubble takes it through, and right here someone comes in. He's a little loose with the ball and just strip it away.
There
it
it
appeared
is.
to be 19. Lowther. And then Mike Lowther, his brother, comes in, dives in, and makes the recovery. The tight end for Clawson was fighting for it, but he just stripped the ball in the open field. Great play. Lowther with the fumble recovery.
1st and 10 for the Oaks. A big break for them. Ball at the 50-yard line. What do you see turnovers so far? Clawson with the first one.
Well, Coach McElroy, Dondero, said turnovers have kind of hurt his team. You know, we're a young team, make a lot of turnovers, and if we can cut down on the turnovers tonight, turn them into our favor, it could be the difference in the game.
4:53 and counting down here in the first quarter. Clawson up 7-0. On their very first drive, they took it all the way down the field in a 13-yard run by Gay. Got him on the board. And now, Dondero with their second possession.
He's got room.
Big run here by Knoll. Gets this block out there and runs right over a man. And he hit hard in the backfield there as Jeremy Theaton tried to stop him, but couldn't do it. Teton got right in his way, and let's take a look here, Jack, as Knoll takes it down.
Yeah, right here. Knoll's looking, gets behind fullback Dan Judge. He pulls in. Judge makes a great block. Here goes Knoll, and you see Judge blowing people out. Knoll takes the defender on, but we got flags on the play, and it's coming back. Great run for Knoll.
That's twice now that we've seen the Oaks penalized after some very big plays, and that was they call blocking below the waist. It's an illegal crackback, as we see McElroy looking on. There it is. Illegal block, and then knocks them back close to their own 40, back to their 42-yard line.
Well, Coach
So
McElroy
now-
had said if we could take a lot of the yardage we've gained is just always come back. Too many penalties, too many turnovers. It's just a young team. It's growing pains. He's like, we move the ball, but a lot of times, you know, we end up seeing those yellow flags everywhere.
There you see the penalties again. They're starting to stack up. 2 for 20 and 2 for 30. Third and about 18, actually. And it's overthrown and in and out of the hands of Teton. Jeremy Teton had it there, and he didn't expect it as he came running in to try to make the tackle.
Bobby Grant was not looking for bond score at all down the middle of the field. His initial receiver, this was set up to be, he's going to fake right here, fake a little, they're working. Now it's set up for a screenplay over here. He looks, he sees coverage. He goes deep down the middle for bond score, a little bit high, tips off his hands, almost nearly picked off. But Bobby Grant wasn't looking to throw downfield. He was looking to throw to his left, and I really think Clawson knew that play. Must have done some big-time scouting because they were looking for that screen pass.
Had a lot of shirts back there, too. Both sides looking for the screen pass and back in the backfield as Mike McElroy looks on from his vantage point. Third down now. And in motion goes Hart, but whistle again. So both teams a little antsy here tonight, and the penalties starting to stack up.
Too much time.
Too much time, and that's a penalty that just shouldn't happen. So delay of game knocks them back even further. It'll be roughly 23. Third and roughly about 23 to go. In motion, Hart. The throw by Grant, almost intercepted back there by Steffen. Brian Steffen got his hands on it and almost came up with another turnover.
Grant was definitely looking for Chris Hart. He was running into double coverage, and Steffen playing safety with the foot speed. He looks, kind of juggling, slips a little bit, throws it, doesn't get much on it. And right over here, Steffen was looking for the interception, but he dropped it. And the whole time you could see him scouting it out. He was waiting. Steffen thought it was a pass to him.
And it was good coverage all the way down the field, too. And back to punt. Now the Oaks on this drive, not very successful. A good field position. Didn't do much there.
Nice high punt.
Grant punts it away, and a great punt. And he's got Steffen inside the 25.
That was a good kick for Bobby Grant. Good way to 40-yard kick. As it was a nice play for Grant. The best way to neutralize Stefan and his ability on returns is to kick it high and let all your defenders get down there and set up coverage.
That time Grant had no choice. He was surrounded and had to call for the fair catch.
Dave, this field is really wet. It rained really hard today, and if you look down in the middle of the field, a lot of the players, especially in the interior line, are slipping and sliding as they go to make their blocks.
Now the third possession for Clawson. Let's see if they can do anything in that middle of the field. Jack is talking about Hubble again. Hubble carried last time. They forced that fumble from him, and he comes up with a pretty good run this time. Close to 5 yards.
You're going to see Hubble come through, and then Ken Muller comes over right here. There's Muller, and he puts a stop. He took him on up high and worked his way down his body and slammed him to the ground. It's very rare that you're going to see Hubble be able to be tackled up above the waist, but Muller had good strength and showed it that time.
You see the offense talked to down there by Oaks coaches, and now a nice run this time to pick up the first down for Hanser. Neil Hanser on the carry. So Hanser, listed as a wing back, comes up with a nice carry that time to pick up the first down, Jack.
You're going to see Hanser come over on a little counter. Stefan kind of waited, hands off. Good hole back there. Appleby makes the hole. Nice tackle there for Chris Adamczak. Good stop for him.
Here's Gay on the carry. Gay for a couple of yards, and the Oaks stack him up. 3:15 left here in the first quarter. Clawson scoring on their first drive, and it's been back and forth since.
I don't know what it is, but the weather changed, and I just want to see a lot of contact. Don't you?
Something about that cold weather, huh?
Put the pads on and take somebody out. I just feel it.
We've seen a few plays down the sideline just like that. There you see the score, 7-0 here in the first quarter with 2:50 left. Handoff. The first time we've seen Ryan Smith. Smith bounces outside. Smith picks up the first down and more. Across the 50-yard line out to about the 45 of Dondero. So Ryan Smith shows us some speed there, Jack.
Yep, first time for Smith. They come over, little delay, they wait, he runs off the counter, takes it around that left side. That left end is wide open. Smith shows good speed, gets toward the sideline right here, and if it wasn't for Lowther, Smith's still running. There's Lowther with a nice block in the open field. Nice tackle.
Ball at the 46 of Dondero. And off to Gay. And they get him at after about a 3-yard gain, so not much that time for Clawson, but they continue to grind it out, Jack.
Yeah, Dan Judge and Lowther make another big stop, couple of yards, and like you said, grind it out, eat up the clock, and if anybody's going to score before halftime, if Clawson has their way, Coach Dick Moore's thinking, use the clock. The only way anybody scores, it's my team.
There you see Brooks Gay in the backfield. 7 carries, 44 yards so far. And he's going to add to that right now as he bounces outside. He's got one man to beat. And finally bringing him down was Kaiser. Fred Kaiser got him. Otherwise, Gay would have had his second touchdown of the night and a big carry for him. Let's take a look, Jack.
They do a little cross block right in there. Gay just follows behind the blocker, the pulling guard, and he's gone. Huge hole, and he was looking for 6, but he couldn't get outside enough, couldn't beat the last man, and it was a nice touchdown-saving tackle for Kaiser, but Gay has huge speed. He can run.
30 yards on that carry, gets him up to 74 yards so far. Ball at the 13. Quick running and good foot speed there, shown by Ryan Smith. And these Clawson Trojans come at you with some very quick backs.
Yeah, the backs are quick, and their offensive line is huge. Aaron Appleby on the left side just blowing people back. And right here, you get a look at the speed of Ryan Smith, junior tailback. As soon as Gay runs out of gas, we substitute with Smith, and it's speed after speed.
We got Halloween right around the corner, and some folks want to make a festival of it. And why not? It should last longer than one night.
It's a month-long holiday.
That's right. It should be. Just like Christmas should be. There, the straight dive of the fullback, trying to muscle his way in. Is Scott Wilder, the fullback.
My favorite holiday, though, free chocolate.
Wilder close and inches his way closer to that first down, and he gets it. First and goal. Ball at about the 3-yard line.
Yeah, Coach Moore's right there said, let's just run it short up the middle, get the first down, and now we'll work in a goal-to-goal situation.
First and goal, ball on the 3. 1 minute coming up here, left in here in the first quarter. Full house in the backfield, and they go to Ryan Smith, and Smith was hitting the backfield and getting there quickly. We saw Mike Lawther on that one.
Lawther and Dan Judge again. Lawther real active, number 50. You can see him come right off right here, put a lick right there, nice shot, and take him back, make sure his momentum carries back. He gets help from Dan Judge.
And a good job by Dixon getting in there quickly, too, to slow him down initially.
Set him up. Lawther can hit.
So they lost about a yard on it. It's second and goal from the 4 now.
I think Clawson will run wide and try to use their speed right here, get around the corner.
Again, full house in the backfield, and they go to Smith. Touchdown. Ryan Smith gets in on the 4-yard run with 13 seconds left here in the first quarter.
Smith got behind that left side over there. Aaron Appleby 60 and Brandon Dora 64. Just found a hole. See Smith right here kind of looking, and he cuts it back up right behind Appleby, and that's 6 points for Clawson. Aaron Appleby 6'5", just blowing holes on that Dondero line.
Clawson now trying to make it a 14-0 lead. It'll be Haver to kick.
Last time, Stephen kind of struggled with the hold.
High snap this time. Haver can't get it, and Haver just falls on it now. So Dondero is doing something on that line to cause some pressure. That's the second time we've seen that.
Those can turn into big misses. Clawson's kind of a streaky team. They score a lot, or they just kind of go stale cold. And right here, this might come back to haunt them. They've had trouble with the snap on both attempts.
This time, they didn't have a penalty on Dondero to help them and get the kick over again. So Clawson leads 13-0 with 13 seconds left here in the first quarter. The drive, 10 plays, 75 yards, capped off by the 3-yard run by Smith. 3:42 total length off the clock there.
A classic power drive. That offensive line just blowing people around. They take it all the way down the field to eat up 3:42, leaving 13 seconds here.
See the crowd here at Dondero, packed crowd here, just as pretty much as we saw last week at Avondale. Stands pretty much filled up. And a little chill in the air. You know, fall is here, Jack, and you want to see some more hitting, huh? What were you going to say before I got you?
No, I gotta wonder why they don't want to go for 2. They take it 75 yards in 10 plays. They're just having their
quick
way.
backs.
Yeah, go for 2.
Easily angle to the end zone.
I love that bridge right there. You see that bridge? It always makes me think of Oak Apple Run. You got to run under the bridge, and that's about where onside.
Onside kick. And Dondero gets it. Let's see. Did they finally get possession of it? We had people on the Clawson sideline signaling that they got it, but I believe that the Oaks did get it, and it was Kaiser down there, Fred Kaiser. So Kaiser comes up with it, and a pretty good play, as it turns out, for the Oaks, as they get it at about the 44-yard line. So good field position for them.
That's
and a chance for them to get something going.
That's a risk you take, but Clawson was thinking maybe we can catch them off guard, get the ball, and I don't think they would have went for a score right away. They would have wanted to eat the clock. They're into ball possession and control of the clock. But it works out for Dondero here. They're not far from midfield at all, and look out. They've got a thrower at quarterback.
Power eye, they go to the tailback, and it looks like Noel on the carry. Noel gets pushed back. So I think forward progress will mark him maybe a yard. He gets a yard on it. But the Trojans are there to stack it up. And that will end the first quarter of play here at Dondero. The score, the Clawson Trojans 13 and the Dondero Oaks nothing. We'll be back with second quarter action after this.
I wrote a letter to TCI because of the kind service and the kindness that was given to me when we needed service. I'm a district manager for Family Dollar stores here in Detroit and Pontiac. And being a manager, district manager over 16 stores, it's important for us to maintain good customer service day in and day out. If you don't give good service to customers, you don't maintain good service, you don't maintain a good company. And TCI, in my book, has certainly represented customer service to the nth degree.
And welcome back to Dondero High School, where the Oaks have possession now to start the second quarter, and they have got to get on the scoreboard here, Jack. They've had some very nice drives, but they've been penalized, and that's hurt them, and the Oaks have really got to get something together right now.
Yeah, right now they've got to talk to Bobby Grant right here. They did at the break, at the quarter break, but they've got to get him going. They've got to get the air game going.
Take a look at the total yards, 172 for Clawson, and they have really just grounded out and had a very strong rushing attack.
Yeah, 172 yards, but in their 20 plays, Clawson has yet to see third down. It's just they've been pounding, and you see it right there. They've been dominating, but when Dondero has had the ball early, a couple of big penalties brought him back. Bobby Grant's dangerous in the air, always a threat.
Grant goes to the air, trying to throw over to number 31. And that is Adamczak, but overthrows him, and now they go to a third down situation. And as you mentioned, Clawson doesn't go to a third down. The Oaks have had to make some third down plays.
They've been third down all night. Brooks Gay, the running back for Clawson, is playing safety, did a safety blitz, created pressure, and that made Grant throw it high. He had no time to throw that ball.
You saw the total yardage for the Oaks, and it was only 27 yards total, and they have had some plays called back, which has really hurt them. And that is why we have the lopsided statistic on total yardage. I formation in the backfield. They have a man in the slot and one receiver split to the bottom of the screen. Grant has plenty of time to throw, throws into double coverage and hits his man.
What a pass.
Two players covering out there, and the coverage was on number 82, Bonskar. That is the senior in his first year playing football again. Let's take a look.
Oh, yeah, look at Bobby Grant going back, trying to buy time. He's looking, he sees double coverage and says, I'm going to hum it anyway, and just threads the needle to Bonskar. Brian Bonskar pulls it down, first down, and the crowd's back into it, but Bobby Grant definitely can throw that ball with some touch.
So a crucial third down conversion there.
I think you got to throw on first down, catch them off guard all day.
Way offsides. And again, a penalty hurts the Oaks. But was it encroachment? Was it defensive? But looks like it's going to be on the Oaks.
Yeah, the whole right side of the line jumped.
Yeah.
I saw Kaufman.
Really hurts the Oaks. They've been doing well, and then as soon as they come up with a big play, there it is. Let's take a look.
You'll see the left side of the line right in here, jump right off. There they go,
Yeah,
and
all
of
three.
them go. And they're just a quick penalty. But that entire side, it's the right side of the front for Dondero. They're all young, primarily juniors.
There you see, again, the penalty yards adding up now for Dondero. 45 yards total. First and 15. A handoff to Noel rather, with a nice run. And Noel may get a penalty here on a face mask penalty. Let's see.
Oh, yeah, they grabbed
Noel
his face
takes it.
mask. Tack a couple more yards on there.
This time the penalty goes against Clawson, and that'll help the Oaks. Let's take a look here.
See Mike Knoll come back in. He'll follow the fullback. He's got a lot of room here to maneuver, and he just keeps driving. And right in here is face mask. Somebody grabbed on. Oh, we had the referee's back. Couldn't quite see it. It got grabbed back here.
Well, if it's incidental, it'll only give them 5 yards. If it's intentional, it'll give them much more. Let's see what they do. They're going to take it. Noel shows that they're going to go. I think at this point, Jack, it happens behind the referee. When
his back comes into the pitcher. You see cut through a big hole. And then he's coming through.
Maybe there, no.
No, not there.
It'll happen right here. 40 will grab him behind the referee or behind one of the players.
I think it's right in here right now. Here comes the referee right here. No, somewhere right in there.
He's looking right at it.
Tough to see.
It did happen right there. Nonetheless, it gives the Oaks a first down and probably one of the best field positions they've had right now to get on the board. Straight dive. And diving forward, and we're going to mark the progress here. Maybe a gain of 5, we'll see. The carry was by Dan Judge, the junior running back.
He's been tough at linebacker tonight, too. But Judge hums right off the right side there, but he ran into Matt Hubble. He picked up good 5 yards, just tough 5-yard gain there, and you'll take that any time. 2nd and 5, good field position.
Grant, the quarterback, 2nd and 5. Oaks on the move. Straight dive again, and they're just going right at him now, and a pretty good carry that time again, Judge. And they're close to the first down. It'll be 3rd down now, and about a yard. Let's take a look.
And you'll see Judge just come in and follow the lineman right through here, picks up some good yards. Not quite a first down. I think he only got 3 or 4 there. About a yard shy. It was tough to see. I couldn't quite see it on the monitor there, but the tight end, Bonscore, really laid a nice block.
3rd and a long one. Power eye right. They go the other way. Do they go to the left? And it's a first down for Knoll. And a penalty flag again after the carry. We'll see what this is. Well, nothing but penalties tonight. And this will really hurt. It looks like Knoll says it's going against Clawson. Another face mask. This one will really hurt.
Keep those hands down.
So they'll tack it on now to the gain. There you see the crowd here at Dondero. And on this drive, they like what they see. Here you see Knoll, 4 carries, 20 yards, and this drive has been pretty good to him. He's come up with some good yardage. But he's had some nice runs that have been called back. Some penalties have hurt.
Well, that face mask penalty set him up right here.
Yep. Ball inside the 10. 1st and goal. Ball on the 9-yard line. Power eye right. Grant calls the signals. Has a receiver, and he's going to go and angle to the end zone. And he gets dragged down at about the 6-yard line by number 25, Eric White. Eric White got out there quickly and did not let Grant take off. Grant looked at first like he had the room to do it.
Yeah, he was looking right here, and he tries to get White to buy that fake, but he doesn't. And here comes White right over here. He'll grab the shirt, pull him around, and he goes down. Might want to wear a tighter jersey next game. Maybe the second half he will.
Yeah.
Good tackle for Eric White in the open field.
Ball at the 6-yard line, 2nd and goal from the 6. Power eye right again. They fake it to the first man through. The pitch goes out to Knoll. Knoll trying to turn the corner. And he goes down at about the 2-yard line. Inside the 2, they mark him at the 1. So a good dive there to get across inside. Let's take a look at Knoll on the pitch.
You see the pitch right here. Appleby gets a hold. Grant pitches it off to Knoll. He comes flying over, but you're going to see Gay and Steffen come in right here. He gets knocked down. And it appeared from here that it was a face mask, but it wasn't. I was like, oh, I thought they had another face mask.
Timeout down on the field called by the Trojans as they want to think things over right now. They would really like to keep this scoreless game on the Dondero side.
You just see the
Clawson
speed.
13, Dondero nothing.
What speed can do for you. One way, Eric White catches a quarterback on the rollout, and over here they pull down Knoll, and it's just speed on both sides.
Next week, what a matchup. The Troy Colts taking on the Clarkston Wolves. And that'll be Saturday and Monday at 8 p.m. These two teams ranked one after another right now.
Boy, they're both in the Super 10. I think you look at the Super 10, Troy's at 6 and Clarkston at 7. That's going to be a war. The Great Dane.
And depends who you talk to in the rankings, too, and their scoring. Some people say Clarkston's better. Some people say Troy.
Speaking of Great Danes, what do we got here? Is that the Oaks answer to the Great Dane?
Aspiring to be maybe a Great Dane.
Nightly news.
No, who replaced Kyle Rance in the Troy backfield?
Oh, good question. That was some big shoes to fill there.
That's what
we haven't seen him yet, so we'll see the Colts next week and the Clarkston Wolves.
And Dave, what's Troy's head coach? He kind of wanders off. leaves the
Oh,
team,
yeah.
walks down the sidelines.
Kept pointing at it. It's Griffin.
Yeah, I knew you knew.
Yeah.
You know all these guys.
Griffin, Gary Griffin.
People don't understand how much time you spent.
You
I
kind
mean,
of put
really.
me on the spot there. I was still thinking of the Great Dane there, the dog. But
Look at
Clawson
Appleby.
Trojans, nonetheless. There's big Appleby there. And we've seen the Trojans impressive over Berkeley, so that should be a great matchup next week. Straight dive.
He's in.
And they muscle their way in. It'll be Dan Judge on the carry.
Judge has played well on both sides of the ball. Scores, huge score. The crowd's back into it. Look at Judge. He's pumped. Pounded it right up the middle. You see Grant just give it to Judge. First man through. Follow the right side. And he's in easy. And this game's going to be tight. Stay tuned because all of Dondero's games have come down to the final play. They've had 4 games decided by 1 point.
The extra point attempt is up. Oh, was that high, and that was good. No way they were going to block that one. They almost did. They had a lot of pressure in that time, Jack, and had that kick not been the trajectory of it that high, I think they might have had a block.
It might have been a block, but Von Score saw the defenders coming in, and he went to the high kick, and he put it up there. Well, they're back in it.
They sure are. 13-7 now. You really can't let Clawson get away with any more scoring and for Dondero not to be on the board. So now they're on the board. They're 1 touchdown down, and it's still a contest here.
You're never out of the game when you got a guy like Bobby Grant playing for you. He's always a threat to air it up, and Dan Judge has played well on both sides of the ball. They took it 56 yards in 11 plays. In 4:16, Dan Judge pounds it in, but it was kind of like, this is our field. We're going to take over right now. They did have some help with some face mask penalties.
Clawson penalties hurt the Trojans there, helped the Oaks. And just like the penalties have hurt the Oaks in other drives, this time it was the other way around, and they cash in on it.
You know, a key point on that drive was Dondero was 3 of 3 on third down situations. Where earlier they couldn't convert on third down. On that drive they were, and it pays off for them.
So the Oaks had to convert on third down. They did. Clawson is yet to be in that situation. They have had very comfortable situations on picking up first downs, not even going to the third down.
Coach Moore on the Clawson sideline is probably thinking now maybe I shouldn't have onside kicked.
Yeah, Von Scour. Low squib kick taken. And a fake handoff. As we see number 5, Steffen, go all the way around again. Steffen and Gay did that earlier, and Steffen took it out to about the 40-yard line before, and this time they get another good return out of it, out to about the 34-yard line.
Yeah, the last one was for 34 yards, and watch this time as Steffen picks it up in the open field. You see the ball kind of squibbing around in the wet grass, fakes the handoff, and it's a good fake. You really don't know who's got it. He gets around the corner, Steffen does, and he picks up 30, and they're in good field position again.
So that return has worked for them. Now they give the ball to Gay on the first play from scrimmage, and Gay picks up maybe a couple of yards on it. We'll see where they mark it. Maybe a second down coming up now, and long for Clawson.
Jay Coates did not buy the fake. Comes off right here, Gay does, and there's a good stop for Jay Coates. Brings him down. Nice tackle, fundamental. You want to go, really you want to put the face mask into the belly button, and he did that in the open field. Beautiful. I told you, I want to see some hit.
Yeah, you're seeing it tonight. Second and 8. Power eye. They go to the first man through. No, they don't. Second man through. A good fake again. I'll tell you, they're getting the good fakes in there, and that time Gay took it. And they got him. I thought they had faked the handoff to Hanser. Watch the first fake.
Take a look at
Look
Roy.
at that. He put it right in there, and then they give it to Gay.
And there's Roy Jaycoats right there, and they just stand him up and throw him down. They say, nope, not on our field.
So Jaycoats stood him up and then got some help from his players. But Jack, you're seeing what you want to see. Jaycoats on the last 2 plays, he must be able to hear you down there. He's up there to hit. Timeout. called by Clawson. They might have been running out of time down there, didn't want to get the delay call.
They were confused. You know what it was? The quarterback, Stark, looked down and he wasn't sure what he was looking at, and he didn't know whether or not he had an audible, decided, hey, I'll take the timeout, I haven't used any. I think they would have got hit with one there.
Plus, it would have been a third down conversion play, and they haven't had a chance to work on this at all. They have picked up first downs easily, and now they've coming up on a third down conversion, and they haven't been in this situation.
No,
so
and it's third and long.
It's a crucial situation for them. So a good timeout for Clawson right now.
Crowd's into it. But Coach Moore's in the huddle right now, and he's trying to settle his troops down, and he's trying to tell his offensive line, look, we're not getting a pop off the ball, off the snap like we were earlier.
Don't forget to tune in to Oakland Press Perspective with Oakland Press editor Neil Monroe as he hosts you on a program that covers issues dealing with problems in and out of Oakland County Friday night right here on TCI 63.
You know, and with that Oakland Press, no, this is just a little offside. It was interesting to see how Disney decided to save the Oakland Press way before they saved WJR. They value the Oakland Press much more than they do their radio broadcast partners.
The pitch goes quickly back out to White. White, with a burst of speed, picks up the first down.
Too much
So they
speed.
must have seen something to call a run on a third and long. They really must have seen something instead of going to the air, and they pick up the first down.
Stark just pitches right here, gets out. They got a pulling guard in there, 52. Mike Perry pulls out, and they just take it right up, and good speed there for Gay. Easy first down, and like you said at the timeout, they made an adjustment and decided to go to a little bit of a trap play and pull out Mike Perry, 52. He's only 6'5", 210. I don't think he could create a hole.
First down for Clawson. They go to White again. Smith. Ryan Smith, on the carry. Thinking of Eric White, 25. That was number 20, Ryan Smith, on the carry.
But Smith comes in to give Gay a breather. They pop him off to the left tackle, try to get behind Appleby there, but there wasn't much room there. And the Dondero defense really has stood up big. That was a big third down conversion, though, only because you want to make the stop so you can get rested again. They've been on the field now, and let's just see how they do when they're fatigued.
Time to go to the air, and they do, and he overthrows his intended receiver down there. That was Hanser. Stark throwing for Hanser as we see Dick Moore come up with the reception down there.
Dick Moore, wish he had a jersey on with a number right there. Would have had a 1st and 10.
Stark
took it way
Hanser
wide.
Yep.
About 10 yards too far. The receiver was open. It's a night game, though, and I know when we were down on the field earlier, it's not always to see. There's some definite blind spots.
Dick Moore doing actually what Gary Griffith does. He's way down at about the 30-yard line, not even near the sideline with the rest of the team. Quick pitch goes back out, and they read it. And do they get him? Yes. Smith buried in the backfield for a loss. And a fourth down coming up now for Clawson.
Well, 22, Mike Knowles almost in the backfield, wanted to take the pitch. Right here makes the initial hit, slows the runner down, and in comes his teammates to make the stop. And he only picked up about a yard. They're going to have to punt for the first time tonight.
Actually lost some yardage, Jack. They'll be fourth. And a long 8 or 9 yards here. Dick Moore now frustrated after that drive, and things are changing now. The momentum turning around as the Oaks come up big defensively. Knoll is back to receive.
Referee missed a big-time hold on that punt.
And Hart gets away from it. And a good punt gets him inside the 15-yard line to about the 12 or 13. So a great punt for Clawson as it buries Dondero deep in their own territory.
Well, the quarterback, Gil Stark, was lined up on the snap. As they snapped it back to the punter, Stark grabbed a hold of 2 incoming Oaks and was holding on all the way out with his arms extended right in front of the referee, and he let it go.
13-7 your score with 4:38 left here in the first half.
Quarterbacks get away with murder anyway.
Sometimes referees, if it's not affecting the play, they're not going to call. I mean, you know what I mean? To kind of keep the game going.
Quarterback, let it go. They can do no wrong.
That's right. Speaking of quarterbacks, here come the Oaks. Grant hands off, and not much there for Knoll.
A lot of hitting going on inside there. Knoll tried to bust it through, had a little bit of a hole, but Hubble closed it fast.
Good effort nonetheless, just to pick up what he did. It'll be 2nd and long coming up now for the Oaks, deep in their own territory. They're about the 15 right now. They want to get out of there.
They've got to get out of field position.
Coming out wide is Kaiser to the left of your screen. And 2 men in the backfield, 1 in the slot for the Oaks. They go to Knoll again. Knoll trying to cut up. Saw a block there for a moment, and then it closed up on him. He'll be lucky if he got back to the original line of scrimmage.
You get a shot of the Clawson sideline, but in on that stop was 36 Wilder. And they come right here. Knoll comes off to the left side, but Wilder comes in right there, just misses him and holds him up for Hubble, and he just missed a face mask in there. He almost had another face mask. At first, I thought he did. The referee was looking, too. They've had 2 already.
You just have to work on your drawing a little bit. That's all.
Doing that clip art thing.
It looked very interesting. I know what you meant.
Sure,
That's
you're
a throw.
He fell down.
He fell down, and it was almost intercepted by Gay. Gay didn't even know that the ball was tipped up in the air. Otherwise, he might have been able to come down with it.
Field is so wet.
There you see Gay with the receiver slipping. Adamczak. Gay had a chance to come up with this interception here, but Adamczak did get up quickly.
Nice tight spiral, and he threw it there, but Adamczak could have fallen, gotten up, and hit him in the shoulder, went up, and right there you just hope it doesn't get intercepted.
So the Trojans' defense comes up big now, and that punt really helped them as it buried the Oaks deep in their own territory. And now, punting from about the 5-yard line is Grant. Grant gets pressured, and he gets another good high kickoff as Stephan gets it at about his 45. Stephan at the 50. Stephan down the sideline, and then finally brought down there by Jay Coates.
Stephan made a move on the first man. He saw daylight. You see him looking.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, Jay Coates came back and got him. He couldn't believe it. Watch Stephan work the first man over right here with a little bit of a hesitation. He'll come over. He'll set him up. He does a little right here. Just the razzle-dazzle, slips a little bit. He's gone. He thinks he's gone, but here comes Jay Coates right in here, back off the sideline. He couldn't believe it. Out of nowhere.
He probably thought Jay Coates came right off the sideline.
Yeah, that's what he thought. Hey, they can't do that. No, he was looking. He was looking way beyond. He was looking for 6.
First and 10 for Clawson. Great field position at about the 36.
He's open.
Stark to throw on the slant in, but they run into each other. Stephan
he was
ran
wide
in to Neil Hanser, and there was a problem on their pattern. Take a look, as both of them were open, but this was intended for Stephan.
Plenty of time for Stark to get a fire to Stephan 5, but he runs into 40, and I don't think he saw. I don't know what Hanser was running it down and out. And I think Stephan was doing a little hook pattern to the inside. They ran right into each other.
It could have been even Hanser that he was throwing to, because that would have been behind Stephan, and it would have been just leading Hanser. So
yeah.
Difficult to tell.
No blue jerseys anywhere. Yeah. They were gone.
2nd and 10 now. They may run it again. Let's see. Stark takes it himself. Almost got dragged down from behind. And look at this. Stark picks up the first down to about the 20. And some good cutback running that time against the grain, and that natural lane opened up for him there.
Yeah, he did the cutback, and all the defenders kind of slid on the grass right by him. Right here, he cuts it back. He loses everybody, but he slides himself right in here. He kind of goes little hydroplane and gets a good stick. You don't want your quarterback taking a stick like that.
Yeah. You saw Hart sliding on that run back by Stephan. That was a similar thing. They're just not getting that footage that they need to make the cuts. First and 10, ball at the 20. Stark handing off. And a nice run here for Smith. Ryan Smith getting inside the 10-yard line, and looks like he's picked up the first down, and it looks like 1st and goal.
Well, if Stark doesn't give it to Gay, he gives it to Smith. You see Smith, he'll get in behind the fullback. Scott Wilder with a big block right there. Gay breaks it off, big yardage, takes it in deep, and it's goal to go. They got speed. They got Smith. They got Gay. They got a lot of speed. They got Stephan out on the wide out. This is a good team. Their offensive line is huge.
1st and goal from the 8. They go to Smith again. Ryan Smith on the counter play, and it stacks up in the middle.
You're looking at 6'5", 6'5", 6'4", 6'2" down the offensive line.
The nights are getting a little cooler now, Jack, getting toward the end of the season. And, this is
Hot chocolate weather.
Yeah. And see the fans bundling up here at Dondero High School. The Oaks need to come up big here. They need to stop. Second. And goal, ball on the 5. Full house in the backfield for Stark. Stark hands off to Gay. Gay couldn't get his footage, but then comes back and does. Cuts back and gets his second touchdown of the night. A 5-yard run by Brooks Gay for Clawson.
Let's see if Clawson wants to go for 2 rather than try to kick the extra point that they failed on twice. Right here, you're going to see a great block from Hubble. 44, the fullback, is laying a block and makes it easy for Gay. It was tough to see, but Hubble was in front and led the way, created a huge hole, and Hubble's been tough on both sides of the ball, offense and defense. He plays linebacker on defense, but he took 2 Oaks out, and Gay had easy dancing into the end zone.
All the touchdowns have been rushing touchdowns so far, and a timeout called by Clawson. Looks like they will go for 2. They want to make up for that missed extra point, and they're going to do it now. With 1:17 left here in the first half, the Trojans have marched the ball in for another touchdown. And again, we saw that it's very tough to get some good footage down there to make some cuts. As you saw, Gay slipped initially, got his footing back, and then cut back for the touchdown.
And cut it in. Once he made the cutback, everybody else couldn't stop because their footing's out from under them. But man, did Hubble lay a block on 2 of those Oaks going through. And when you've got the speed they have, just to get 1 block, it's like Barry Sanders. If he gets 1 block, he's got at least 10, if not 15 yards easy. What's going on down here? Oh, there we go. Face paint. You gotta love it. Go Oaks.
Go Oaks. You see the crowd. And I don't know if that's Mountain Dew or antifreeze, because it's a cold night tonight. I'll tell you. It has really cooled off. And you know that fall is definitely here now. And good football weather, as Jack Roberts said. He really likes this kind of weather. Kind of brings out the urge for some hitting action now. They want to put on the uniform, right?
Yes.
And get back out there. Let's go here. 2-point conversion attempt. Easy in for the touchdown. Let's see. For the 2 points, he's got it. Ryan Smith gets the 2-point conversion.
Good
Not
speed.
as easy as he thought. He got hit right at the line, the goal line, but enough to get in. He had enough momentum to get in.
There you see Ryan Smith take the pitch. He's kind of looking, trying to find a hole. Doesn't really have one. Gets in right here and just fights his way into the end zone and just barely makes it over the fullback and linebacker, Dan Judge, who scored the play before. Smith takes it in. They go for 2 rather than kick it. They've had trouble with the snaps and with the holds on all the extra point kicks.
21-7 with the 2-point conversion. Smith has found the end zone twice earlier in the first quarter. Got a 3-yard touchdown run, and this time for the 2-point conversion. And it puts Clawson up 21-7 over the Oaks. The Oaks need to come up with a big drive here with 1:17. Maybe they might be able to get on the board. 5 plays, 35 yards, 1:42 off the clock for Clawson with the 5-yard run by Gay and the 2-point conversion by Ryan Smith.
Clawson takes it right back downfield after the score and gets the momentum back in their pocket.
And with a quarterback like Bobby Grant, you might be able to get some points on the board if you can get the ball in pretty good field position. Let's see
Look at this.
what Clawson does. They're going to try for an onside again, or do they? They do. Ball up in the air, and coming down with it, the Oaks get it in good field position inside the 40-yard line at about the 42-yard line.
Good recovery for Jeff right there, but I want our viewers to go over to the knob or reach for the remote control and check the audio out on the hits right here. It goes up in the air, becomes a jump ball on the football field. Wright's going to take some shots right here. There was some good hitting going on there, but that's twice they've tried the onside kick. There must be a reason that they don't want to kick deep.
With Bobby Grant going to work now with 1:16 left on the clock here in the first half. Going to get the Oaks in for a touchdown here. Goes downfield and incomplete. Who was he throwing to? Bonskar was the only one there.
Bonskar, he was covered.
He was covered well, so it looks like he just kind of threw it out of bounds in a smart play to stop the clock with 1:13. And it'll be a second and long. Let's take a look at Grant again.
I think he's going to go right over here, the down and out, the Bonskar, the tight end. But Appleby is left his defensive tackle position. No, he just threw that one high and wide. And you just get a little indication of the kind of heat that Bobby's got on that pass.
Penalty going against Clawson.
Oh, they're going to call that an Appleby. They're taking the sidelines now. Coach Moore wants to know what Aaron Appleby's up to.
So the personal foul gets him across. Let's take a look. There it is.
I think it was for trash talk. They were all talking after that play. It wasn't for any hit. They were all talking. The ref came over, broke it up. Can't do that anymore.
And that gets the ball to about the 44-yard line of Clawson. So with 1:13.
Coach Moore is chasing Appleby on their sideline over there, back by the stands. He's in his face right now.
Clawson 5 for 60 now. They've taken the lead in penalties. Grant back to throw. Has time. Finally pressured and intercepted.
He's got room.
Intercepted by Matt Hubble. Hubble hit hard by the quarterback, Grant. And Grant, you can see that he was upset that he even threw that.
It's that rivalry, you know, they all know each other.
Grant said, I'm going to make the tackle on this. I shouldn't have thrown it. Let's take a look.
Throws it
Nothing
down
but
deep.
white shirts, too.
Yeah, no one there, no receiver there. Busting pattern, broken pattern. Right here comes Hubble. Makes the reception, interception, takes off with it, and watch him take Grant. Instead of going outside, he just goes head on. Nice. Big hit. Grant makes a good tackle, nice interception, and there's 1:03. Clawson's got time to strike again. But that's what you get in a rivalry game. Rather than go outside and take the easy 6, let's go for the big hit.
Flags down as we saw Gay move in the backfield in addition to the man in motion. And that is a no-no back there, so they're going to call this on Clawson.
Stark's pass complete to Neil Hanser, but there was flags all over.
Yeah, if we do have the replay on it, if we do, the movement comes in the backfield with the man in motion. There you go. And it's on Clawson. You got a man in motion coming, and right behind over here, Gay moves. You'll see his helmet move. Watch there. Oh, he had already set. He had already moved, but he was moving along with the other motion, and two backs cannot be moving in the backfield at the same time. So an illegal shift in the backfield, and that nullifies that play right there.
Dave Zorn gives you that MHSAA definite ruling. No, what is it? You can't. Two men can't be moving in the backfield at the same time. Even on the head movement, right? Because it's going to throw off the defense.
That's right.
Even though you didn't move your feet.
That's right. Unless you're in Canada.
But if
he did move his position, he was set and then he moved again, but there was a man in motion at the same time.
It's really interesting, but if you watch the NFL, you see a lot of backs that aren't going to get the ball. They're using these decoys. They're moving their helmet one way or the other to set the defense off, and then they take it the other way.
To look around as if they were going to get the ball.
That's from watching too much football.
You can never watch too much.
Look out.
Stark from behind. He gets it from the front, actually. And getting in there was Prunkard. Todd Prunkard got in there.
Boy, Rick Cota, 77, came back and saved his quarterback, didn't he?
Yeah.
He saw the blind side coming. You see Cota come running up here. He'll take 40 out of the play, but he gets it from the front side, and he's sacked. Big loss of yardage.
Yeah, I thought Judge was going to get him for sure from behind. But Todd Prunkard get him from the other side and knocks him back even further. So Clawson, looks like they're just going to try to kill the clock out here with second, and, well over 23, about 23 to go.
The Oaks were blitzing all the way on that one.
Timeout down on the field as Clawson really needs to regroup. They're not showing signs of being a team that's 5-1 or 3-0 in the conference right now. They're falling apart right here.
They're struggling on this drive big time, and they appear vulnerable tonight. They're a streaky team. They score in bunches, and they go cold for long periods of time.
Yeah, when they take that ball down like they did on the first drive and then on the other drives, they look very impressive. And now they're showing a whole new look.
TP action. 2-game suspension. Remember TP in houses? That was a good time.
I wonder if that still happens. I don't want to know, actually. There you see sacks, 1 for 7. That last one was Dondero came up with that. As we saw Dick Moore looking on. Stark, hands off. Hubble gets back almost to the original line of scrimmage, back around the 50. Nice gain by Matt Hubble. Let's take a look.
Hubble, the middle linebacker, also plays fullback, does it both sides of the ball. Big hole here, takes it right up for big yardage, and just taking Adamczak, just threw him off and just missed the first down.
12 yards on that carry. Gets him now to 3rd and 11 coming up, and a timeout again down on the field. We'll take a break right now with 26 seconds left. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
What TCI is looking to do is we're looking to be a full-service provider, a one-stop shopping place, if you will. We're looking to provide all the services that anyone wants to consume in the area of communications, whether that's cable television, whether that's telephone, whether that's data, online services. Our goal is to be able to provide all those through one avenue, and that avenue being TCI.
And welcome back to Dondero High School here on homecoming night for the Oaks. 21-7 though. Clawson leads. They've got a 3rd and 11. 26 seconds left here in the first half. Handoff again to Hubble. Hubble picks up the first down and more. Hubble inside the 35-yard line, and the clock is stopped with 19 seconds left as they will get the chains down there.
Some major gaps on the left side of this line as they all pull out and get behind Appleby. Appleby's right in here blowing people away, and Hubble's just going to take it. He looked for number 60 and went right behind his back. Huge gain.
10 seconds left on the clock. Stark throwing deep to Stephan, and the clock will stop with 6 seconds left. I thought they almost had that one.
Yeah, you'd want to double or triple team Stephan. You know that's the threat he's going on. But Stark let him a little too much. And I think they're kicking a field goal.
You can see how those penalties really hurt Clawson as they really got down the field quickly. And that was just 2 plays to Hubble.
That's what Coach Moore is telling Stark right there on the sideline. Just let it up a little bit, throw it high like you did early, and let the receiver run under it.
See what they do. Oh, this will be a long attempt here. 51 or 52 yards. What are you going to give him here?
51-yarder.
51 yards. It is up. It is no good. Just off to the left. He had the distance.
Still have a second left. Yeah, he did have the distance. Just shaded it a little left. Nice kick.
Beautiful kick. He hit it like a bullet, but the distance is what you want.
And think about the ground. It's pretty wet right there, too. Makes a nice stride through, and it just fades left.
Just a little bit, I'll tell you. I couldn't believe they even tried a 50-yarder, but great leg and a great effort there. And the Clawson Trojans come up empty. 21-7, the score will stay there. And Jack, one of your favorite shows can be seen right here on TCI 63. Roadshow video Thursday at 9 p.m.
Kiss.
And that'll do it. That'll do it for the first half of play, as Dondero just wanted to snap the ball and make sure it didn't go into their end zone.
Oh, Kiss was in town this week. My ears are still killing me.
I don't know if they covered it or not. Anyway, the Oaks here on homecoming night are trailing by 14. Clawson Trojans 21, Dondero Oaks 7. It is halftime, and we'll be back with halftime stats for you right after these messages. TCI Cablevision of Oakland County, nominated in 3 categories for National Cable Ace. Sports programming, public affairs, overall commitment to local programming.
And the Cable Ace award goes to Transition. The Cable Ace goes to TCI Cablevision of Oakland County.
TCI 63. See what you've been missing.
It's the way you inspire. It's the way you grow. It's the way you lead. It's the way you play. It's the way you work. It's the way you discover. TCI. It's the way you learn. It's the way you learn.
The TCI Sports Game of the Week is brought to you by Modernistic Carpet Cleaning, Comet Burgers in Royal Oak. Buy 1 burger, get 1 free when you mention TCI Sports. Mike's Market Share Coupon Book. And by Bell Tire. Welcome back to Dondero High School, halftime and homecoming night here for the Dondero Oaks, and they trail the Clawson Trojans 21-7 here at halftime. Now let's take a look at the stats for you here with the score 21-7. Passing yardage almost even, 32-30. Rushing yardage, Clawson with a definite advantage, and then we talk about those quick backs they have, and then even back with some power there. Hubble with some big yardage there at the end, too.
And then their offensive line is just blowing holes in total yards, 240-75. Really, Clawson up and down the field. First downs, 12-8. Turnovers, 1-1. But time of possession, Clawson 14-31. Dondero, they kind of evened it up there late in the second quarter. That one long drive really helped them out.
And Dondero, we talk about penalties. They have really been hurt by penalties, not only on the penalty side of the ball, the yardage that they got there, but on the positive side of the ball, meaning the yards that they had gained before the penalty. They had some really big gains that were called back, and that would amount to about 80-some plus yards, about 87 yards. So you could add that to the total yards of what Dondero could have had. So it would have been a little bit better for them.
Yeah, they'd be up in about the 160 total yard mark. They had 5 penalties, 44 yards, but like you said, 87 other yards also come into play.
Okay, and those are the halftime stats for you. We'll be back with the second half kickoff right after these messages. The score, Clawson 21, Dondero 7. We'll be back. Oakland Press Perspective with Neil Monroe is an informative talk show that discusses issues often overlooked by broadcast stations. Neil Monroe, the editor of the Oakland Press newspaper, will keep you abreast on hot topics, events, and issues taking place in Oakland County. So for news you can use, join Neil Monroe every week on the Oakland Press Perspective, Friday night at 8:30 on TCI 63. If you wish a video cassette of TCI Sports, the cost is $25. Send a check payable to TCI, along with your name, address, and the names of the teams that played in the game, to TCI Sports Videotapes, 4500 Delamere Boulevard, Royal Oak, Michigan, 48073. Remember to tell us which game you wish to receive. And thank you for watching TCI Sports. Welcome back to Dondero High School. Dave Zorn along with Jack Roberts here for the second half action about to begin. The Clawson Trojans again in front 21-7 over the Oaks. It has been penalties that have plagued both teams, really. Clawson leads in actual total yardage penalized, and the Oaks lead in yards they could have had, as we mentioned before the break, the yards they could have had if the penalties didn't occur, and there were some key penalties that hurt them.
Yeah, that's when the penalty happens on a huge play, and they call back the 40 yards you gain. Then they mark it from there. Both teams with 5 penalties. Really, Clawson has 70 yards against them. Many of those are face mask on the defensive end. But for Stark, he was 1 of 4 for 32 yards, but he can basically keep it on the ground. He's got a pair of running backs with big speed in the backfield, Gay and Smith, Ryan Smith.
And Stephen has been pretty quick, too, back there for them. On the other side, you see quarterback Bobby Grant getting ready. He's 3 of 10 for 30 yards with 1 interception. And that 1 interception, he made that interceptor Hubble pay for it, too.
Yeah, Hubble and Grant collided, but Bobby Grant has to have a big second half to get his team back into it. They're going to go to the air. They're talking to him on the sidelines right now about picking receivers in coverage.
And you look at 20, Smith, yeah, with 8 carries, 44 yards right behind Dick Moore there. And now the kickoff. Haver to start the second half. Knocks Knoll back to his 5-yard line. Or correction, it's not Knoll on the carry. It's McFall. McFall on the carry gets it back out across the 20.
He's shaking up on the play, Dave.
Is it McFall who's down? Yeah, it is.
Knoll had nearly 30 yards on 7 carries, but he's been pretty tough in there. He's had help from Dan Judge. If he can get a block in front of him, he can really break one. I think they're
Adam
looking.
McFall, the senior down there.
Looking at McFall's hip area, the left hip.
Yeah. You see the Oaks now out there. There's Knoll. And we are just underway here in the second half. The kickoff and then the injury now to McFall. Let's take a look and see if we can pick up what happened here on the return. There he is back at the 5-yard line.
McFall comes up the middle, and then he kind of breaks right here. He's going to fake right, break it out to the left, and he takes 2 big shots down low. I think he got his leg tied up on somebody's back.
So with this pause in the action, as we see Dick Moore on the far sideline, Clawson Trojans 21, Dondero 7 will be back for third quarter action right after this.
I'm the king.
Of rock and roll?
No, coupons. I'm Mike Gauthier. Some people call me the king of coupons because nobody brings you bigger savings than my market share coupon book. Having trouble saving money? Then do what the Tripp family does. Carry the book, Mike's Market Share Coupon Book. You'll save thousands on things you use every day, like eyeglasses, oil changes, and cleaning from companies you trust. But you can't save unless you carry the book. Remember, you'll save a king's ransom using my Market Share Coupon Book.
And welcome back to Dondero High School here on homecoming night. McFall being helped off the field, and he is not putting any pressure whatsoever on his left leg, as you see him being helped off here. So not a very good sign for him, and just hope that he can recover in time for next week. Adam McFall, and there is on the other side Gay carrying for 12 times for 91 yards, so he's our big ground gainer tonight. And
he had 200 last week.
Yeah.
He's had I think 4 games over 100 yards.
And here we go, 1st and 10 for the Oaks. Grant, straight dive, and on the carry was Judge, gaining maybe a couple of yards. So the Oaks stick to the ground game and get a couple out of it, and it'll be 2nd down and long coming up.
Boy, Dan Judge is learning. It gets pretty tough in there.
Now
He's
Judge
coming
is
up
limping.
hobbling.
Now Judge is limping back.
Yep, it gets pretty tough in there. The yards get tough. You get a shot at big number 70 from Clawson. Tim Allison, 6'5", 367 pounds.
You see Judge limping.
I think Allison laid that 367 frame down on the right ankle.
2nd and 6 as we see it there. Fakes the handoff. Grant takes it himself. Grant off to the races, still on his feet, and finally brought down by Steffen. Well, Grant shows you his speed that time.
27, Jeremy Theaton comes over for Clawson and makes a touchdown-saving tackle. Grant takes it around the right side, gets it over the corner. He's in the open field. He thinks he's gone. You see Theaton come in right here, get him up high, slow him up, and then Steffen finally puts him down, but a huge gain, and they're in great field position. Bobby Grant not only can throw it, he can run it.
Grant goes to work now, 1st and 10, ball at about the 45-yard line. Grant, straight dive. And not much there as they stack up Adamczak. Or correction, who was that on the carry? 15 on the carry, excuse me. Prunkard in there, Todd for the first time out of the backfield. So some changes in the backfield to start the second half here.
Prunkard gets a tough 2 yards, battling 44 there. You get a look at Matt Hubble. Hubble has been tough at the linebacker spot along with 36 Scott Wilder. But big number 60, Aaron Appleby's been in on a lot of stops too. It's tough to gain yards up the middle on Clawson.
2nd and 8, the quick pitch back to Knoll. Knoll trying to cut up, he does, and a good job in getting straight north-south running there. And he gets close to the first down, but he's just shy. So it'll be a 3rd down and about 1 coming up here. Let's take a look. Yep. 3rd and 1 coming up. Knoll on a nice run, Jack. He could have broken it outside, but sometimes when you do that, you take the risk of not getting anywhere. And he just cut up and gained some real good yardage.
Well, Dondero was 3 of 5 on 3rd down conversions in the first half. They're going to need one here.
Grant, one man in the backfield, and that is Prunkard.
He won't get it.
He won't get it. He strung it along the line of scrimmage instead of going straight ahead, and that is what I talked about with Knoll. Instead of cutting outside to try to string it out, that's what they did there instead of going straight upfield like Knoll did on his cut. So that really hurt Grant.
36 Scott Wilder. The middle linebacker goes over and pulls Grant down. Grant was running a little bit straight up, too. You want to stay low to the ground. He was trying to get around that corner, but he just didn't have enough foot speed there, and they're going to go for it on 4th down.
Watch for the straight dive here now. Power eye left. The tailback gets it.
He didn't get it.
And Knoll could not get it the first down. A big stop for Clawson.
They kind of fumbled the handoff there. And Knoll was slowed up trying to hang on to the ball.
Let's take a look.
And it gave the defense time to catch up to him. Grant hands it off to Knoll. A lot of penetration from Clawson in there. And there's the line of scrimmage. He didn't even get back to it.
To me, on a play like that, you've got to get a quick hitter, so give it to the first man through rather than waiting for a tailback to get through.
Right.
They really didn't have big guys up there to block. You had a little guy in there like Prunkard, who really is 5'8", 170. He's not really going to do much blocking for you.
No, he can't hold off 6'5", 367. And you're right. Why wait? Why give that defense time to penetrate, bust right through there, and try to get it before they're on top of you?
So a big stop there, and this could turn the tide in the whole game here. As Clawson gets it at midfield and Gay on the carry for a few yards. It'll be 2nd and long.
Well, it's hard to see, but the reason why they run that play on 1st down is so Stark can head to the sidelines right after he hands it off. He'll hand off to Gay, give him 2 yards. Now right here, Stark gets out of the picture, but he does a sprint to the sidelines, and he talks to Coach Dick Moore. He'll call the next 2 plays.
What's he got there?
What is that?
He's got him on a leash.
He's got a shoelace. But he's got the next 2 called, and I think, yep, he's going to go off the left side.
There's a quick hitter. See, that is the type of thing they really needed, a quick hitter. They have been doing it on dives, straight dives off the 4-hole, and they just stacked it up. But here comes Clawson moving it back. Take a look.
Get behind that left side. He's got a big hole to run through. And there was some great block right in here. It's 60, Aaron Appleby, and right there was an example of how he took 3 defenders by himself and created a big hole for Hubble, 3rd and short for Clawson.
Power eye left. They go to Hubble again. And he breaks across the 40 for the first down inside the 40-yard line to close to the 47.
Big tough Matt Hubble.
Or 37, excuse me. Let's take a
just
look.
Tough on both sides of the ball. This time to the right side, first man through. They fake left, big hole to run through. He gets an easy 4 or 5 yards. Tough to bring down in the open field. Tackle for Lawther, but really just hanging on. The momentum is all Clawson, and they're trying to take it in right here. Dondero's got to be thinking fumble.
Hubble keeps that up. He may be close to 100 tonight. They go to Gay. Gay tries to cut back and is brought down by number 31, Adamczak.
Good tackle by Adamczak. He's quick on his feet that time. Made a nice reaction. They fake to the first man, wait for Gay, give it to him, and Adamczak makes a quick reaction, and he had help from Dan Judge, 40.
Gain of about 4 for Gay, and now the Oaks have to toughen up here.
That front defensive line is getting blown off the ball by the offensive line of Clawson. Easy. They have 5 yards in almost every play. Fumble
down on the
Dondero's got it.
Line of scrimmage, and let's see who's got it. Dondero comes up with it. So they come up with the big play. The turnover helps. And that really, in effect, works, and it makes up for that 4th down
Right here,
play.
It's loose after the first man comes through. He's juggling. Right there, they miss. 74, Josh Farr. He dives on it. Good alert play for Farr, and the sophomore makes a big fumble recovery. Dondero really needs to move here. They stopped a big drive. Boy, Clawson was just taking momentum away.
We talk about a sophomore who made a big play. The sophomore, Gil Stark, at quarterback, he'll learn not to do that in the future, trying to just force it in there and let go of the ball. He's not going to let go next year unless somebody's got a hold of it.
Yeah, he's not going to fake the handoff that tight. You know, he's going to keep it away. It made some bodily contact. It was loose before he even handed it off.
1st and 10. Dondero goes to the air. Knoll is open down the sideline. And he is brought out of bounds across the 50 to the 48-yard line of Clawson.
Knoll was wide open. He made a smart play. After he made the catch, he ran right to the sidelines. He saw he wasn't going to get it, but Bobby Grant looking around, he sees him, throws a tight spiral on the money. He's got a nice pass, easy to catch. Knoll wraps it up and runs right to the sideline against Stephanie. Gets out of bounds. Smart play. It stops the clock.
Stephan knows not to slam him or anything to gain a penalty there also. 1st and 10 for Dondero in Clawson territory.
He was wide open, wasn't he?
Yep. And he caught him off guard on the 1st down play to go to the air. There's that straight dive. I think they should have gone on that 4th down play. This time,
right there,
it works out as Judge carries.
Judge has been tough inside. He's been tough on defense. He's really using his body in there. He's got a lot of strength, but you want to hold on to it. The right side of the Dondero line actually gets a hole. You see Appleby 60. Judge just goes down below him and beats him through the hole. First man through. He was quick. It would have worked for a yard, don't you think?
Yeah, you never know. Hindsight, you can look back at it, but I'd rather have that big guy like that Judge carrying it through.
If you're going to beat that 6'5" size with Appleby, you got to get down low and try to get it and go low to the ground as you take it through the hole.
They're on the move now. Knoll gets the 1st down. Gain of about 5 for Knoll as he picks up the 1st down.
Boy, if he could have got out of Scott Wilder's arms, he was gone. Wilder wraps him up, spins him, and throws him down. But Wilder was really tackling ball, trying to create a fumble here. Knoll fights his way through the left side. Wilder right there wraps him up and throws him down. He almost broke it. This is a good situation for Bobby Grant.
Let's see where they mark it. They may need a measurement here. Let's see.
2nd short.
I think they've got the 1st down.
Ken Phillips is calling 1st down. He's
Yeah,
got the binoculars, and he called it, Ken.
Hey, what about me? I didn't even have binoculars. Well, they pick up the 1st down.
Yeah, but Ken's got the Carolina jacket, and I like Kerry Collins.
Well,
Ken gets
you
my
know
vote.
what it is what I say doesn't matter. It's what he says. He's the official scorekeeper for us. Here we are up here, folks, in the open press box. And Jack and I were talking about that. We really like that without having the window in front of us.
Oh, yeah.
And you get a real feel for the crowd and feel for the ball game as you can hear the hits up here.
The sight line, it's so much increased. It's much easier to see the game.
Yeah. 1st and 10 for the Oaks. Straight dive again, Judge. This time they stack him up, and they were waiting for it as they're filling in the holes now, the defense is. Those dives were working for Dondero. They were getting about 3-4 yards on it, and this time they stack it up for about a yard or 2.
Well, there you see 40 Neil Hanser. He was quick off the ball that time. He dove right into the hole and stopped the gap there. And really,
even Appleby comes out, too.
He had to come off. He's loosened up. He used his body to make the tackle. Give up your body.
And Aaron Appleby, the guy that you've been calling all night, he's off, too. So they've got a change in there defensively, giving them a breather. 2nd down and long for the Oaks. Fake to the 1st man through. Grant takes it himself, trying to beat him to the outside, and finally brought down by number 27, Teton, Jeremy Teton. Gets him down, but a nice run by Grant as he picks up the 1st down.
Wow, big run for Grant. He fakes to the fullback. First man through comes off. The right side gets around the corner and see him wrap it up with two hands as Theaton comes in and makes the stop, but not before Grant gets a first down. A big one for the Oaks. They're driving, and right now they're what are they? Almost in the red zone, ready to score.
This is a big drive for Dondero. If they can get on the board, they cut it down to one touchdown. The lead for Clawson, that is, and it's 1st and 10. I formation in the backfield, two receivers up top, the other one in the slot. Grant looking to throw, has a man open and just let him a little too far. He lofted it up in the air. Had he thrown more on the line, he would have had his intended receiver down there, Adamczak. Take a look.
Yeah, Adamczak's going to go off into the flat. He's right here. He's open, but Grant has to pause, get set up, and that little pause cost him because here comes coverage as they tighten up. Stephan uses his speed. He let him a little too much. But I'll tell you, Grant pauses a little bit more. Stephan's going to pick it off.
If he'd have let him more to the sideline, I think he would have had it. He let him more downfield rather than to the sideline.
It's very tough to throw against your body, to throw against with your non-throwing hand. To set your feet up like that, you got to get over there and jump out.
And you need the time. Grant hit in the backfield and hit for a loss.
Boy,
as the Trojans come up big.
You don't want gang tackling on your quarterback. 4 white jerseys all over Grant.
So the missed play there, and now another play that really doesn't work for the Oaks. And now they find themselves in 3rd and long, and this drive could stall out.
Too many shots right there as they kind of hold them up. Well, I tell you,
well, they
Scott
made some
Wilder,
big,
36. He didn't want to tackle him right away. He wanted to hold him up and let all your teammates get a shot at the quarterback. You've been waiting all night to hit him.
Well, they've made some 3rd down conversions before, Jack. Now
it's an old U of M. It's an old U of M trick.
Here we go. Current drive, 9 plays, 34 yards, 3 minutes off the clock. We're down to 3:38 left here in the 3rd quarter. Grant takes his time to throw, has his man open, and Hart had just turned around, and I think it caught him by surprise. Had he been turned around a little bit earlier and got some footing, he might have been all right, but he had just turned around when the ball got to him.
He started to do it down and in, and I think Grant thought he was going to do it down and out, threw it a little bit behind him. He comes back around, but he can't wrap it up. Good effort, though. Good effort.
Grant had put the ball in the air before Hart had finished his pattern.
I think he thought Hart was going to stop and turn to the outside toward the sideline. But Hart kept going, tucked it in, and they just missed.
And they're going to talk it over. The Oaks on a big 4th down now. Need to talk this over. 3:33 left here in the 3rd quarter. 21-7 our score. Dondero with the ball. We'll be back right after this.
Rumor has it, Comet Burgers is definitely the place to be seen in downtown Royal Oak. After the party, out for dinner, just looking for cold soft drinks, great burgers and fries, milkshakes or pizzas. Comet Burgers is the place to run into just about anybody.
Excuse me. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Even old what's-his-name. Comet Burgers, they're out of this world.
The Dondero Oaks have the ball with a 4th and about 14 coming up. They trail 21-7 right now. A touchdown would pull them to within 1 touchdown of the Clawson Trojans. The Trojans coming into this game 5-1, 3-0 in the conference. The Oaks on the other side 3-3 with a 3-1 record in the conference, and the Oaks would come up with a big victory here, a big conference victory, could pull even with the Trojans.
Well, they need at least 2 scores, Dave, and they've got to get a first down here before they go for the touchdown. They called timeout. Let's see what Coach McElroy called on the sidelines. I think it's a pass play, and I think it's going to be to the tight end over the middle.
He's got Judge and Knoll in the backfield. Hart goes in motion. Grant, he's had time to throw. He lofts it in the air, and he's got it. Hart comes down with it. It is a complete catch at the 5-yard line, and what a play.
Wow,
that time lofting it up really helped.
They ran that play before, and they did what you said. They must have heard you from here. Lofted a little bit higher. He throws opposite his throwing hand, high. Hart gets out underneath it and comes down inbounds, and it was a great catch in traffic. The catch of the night right there.
And a defensive holding penalty that's declined, of course, and the Dondero Oaks on a big 4th and 14 come up big.
Boy, Chris Hart, only a junior, making a whale of a catch in traffic. He had a man in front of him and behind him, and somehow he pulled it down.
Grant threw another one in double coverage earlier in the game, just like that, and got it right in between the defenders. That time, a great effort by Hart to go up and get it. First and goal, ball just outside the 5-yard line at the 6. There's Chris Hart lining up wide to the right of your screen.
He wants 1 for 6 right now.
Straight dive to Judge, and not much there.
Some big-time hitting going on up the middle. Theaton put a lick on right there. They dive up the middle. It looked like it was Judge cranking up the middle. 27 Theaton comes in and just lays the helmet to helmet. And Theaton might it. I don't know. I think he stopped him for a loss, or was that a 1-yard gain?
Gain of a yard. They're at the 5 now. So second and goal from the 5 as we see Coach McElroy looking on. McElroy with the hat on. Second and goal from the 5, and clock running down here in the 3rd quarter. Grant rolls out, and he is hit in the backfield and sacked for a loss, and I think the flag should be thrown.
Little extracurricular there.
A little extra is right. Scott Wilder threw a punch right after he sacked him, and I didn't see a flag on it.
Boy, did he ever. Wilder, a 6', 195-pound senior linebacker, coming up big. He's made 2 or 3 big hits in the middle, but that time a little bit too much. Uncalled for, really.
Yeah. He had already sacked him and then came around with his other hand. Watch, he's got him down.
Right here,
and look
watch
at this. Oh, but hey, did you see what happened? Grant had him by the face mask.
So was pulling him down.
Grant had him by the face mask, so good replay there that showed what happened. Watch Grant grab him by the face mask, and that's why he's got him by the face mask.
He's pulling his face mask
and
right
that is
there.
why the punch came around. So good job of the officials. We're not calling it on either one because they were just going back and forth. The throw was intended for Knoll in the corner, and nothing that time, and now we've got a 4th down coming up.
Well, you said these two schools, I mean, these guys all know each other. They grew up about a mile apart, you know, and Grant probably said, hey, sacking me on the big down, grabs the face mask. I don't know, though.
Let's see.
Looking at it again, you know, you got to wonder if Scott Wilder didn't want to haul off and crank old.
Well, he did. He
Bobby
gave him one
Grant.
good punch.
And 1, 2.
Refs didn't see it. There we see Dick Moore looking on. He wants his defense to come up big
Shades
here.
Of a, shades of a Galata fight.
Yeah, the Oaks have had this ball for quite some time now, and this is their 2nd drive.
Everybody lined up on the right side. The entire team lined up out here.
Ball is actually on the 9-yard line. Grant has time to throw. Throws back and intercepted. Why did they catch it, though? That's what I want to know, because now they're going to have the ball at the 2-yard line.
That was Hubble again. He picked one off in the first half, almost on the same play. And this time Grant has a lot of receivers way off to the right, way off on his right side. He stops, he goes over the middle, sees somebody in the middle, doesn't get much on it. Here comes Hubble up in the air, and an easy interception. But like you said, he might wanted to drop it there.
Oh, he went down at the 1. His knee went down at the 1, and now he is down, and he's not getting up.
Did he turn an ankle?
Yeah, they're working on his right leg.
His legs were sliding all over after he made the catch because he went way high up in the air. When he came down, he didn't quite land that well.
Yeah, it looks like a knee or an ankle now on Hubble.
It's his 2nd interception. He picked that same one off. That's why I don't know why Grant wanted to go back into the middle. Really, when you look at it, as Hubble makes the interception, there's 3 white jerseys and not a blue one around.
Yeah.
All the receivers were way out on the right.
So Hubble is down as we take a look at the sideline.
Well, Grant had taken him 63 yards on 12 plays, but then they come up with the interception.
So Grant on the sideline. Couldn't get him in the end zone. Don't forget to tune in to Transition right here on TCI 63, Wednesday and Friday at 9 p.m. Your host, Jeffrey Miller, takes you in and around the Detroit area, talking about issues that affect all of us. Wednesday and Friday at 9 p.m.
Has he interviewed Denise Illich Lights yet and William Clay Ford Jr. on the new stadiums and all that? Or
I don't know.
I'm sure
I think that would be pretty good.
That would be. I'm sure he will.
I think he'll interview us too. one day if we continue to do this.
Yeah, like I'm going to build the stadium.
With the pause in the action and Hubble still down on the field. We'll take a break here. We're in the third quarter, 1:17 left. Clawson 21, Dondero 7. We'll be back.
When you call Modernistic, we'll show up with this. $35,000 worth of carpet and upholstery cleaning technology. Call the competition, they'll probably show up with this. Our truck-mounted equipment can professionally clean your carpets with 10 times the power of portable cleaners, removing dirt, harmful bacteria, pollens, and more. The competition can. Of course, there is one thing the competition does that we can't. They make a lot more noise.
Modernistic, count on us. So Hubble was able to get off on his own power off the field, and he is all set. And the Trojans get the ball deep in their own territory at the 1-yard line.
Oh, a big stand by Dondero's defense right here, and they can turn it around and make up for that turnover.
Quarterback sneak, and Stark, all he wants to do is just get some breathing room. And the Trojans do get that. The ball gets out to about the 5-yard line. So gain of 4 on the dive. So if you're talking about a quarterback dive that works, that time that worked. And you see Hubble on the sideline with the trainer. She's trying to get him to sit on the bench to get some.
He turned his right ankle when he came down.
Yeah. And he was having a pretty good night running the ball and defensively as well with another interception, although that interception might not have been what Coach Dick Moore wanted to get the ball at the 1-yard line.
Nice tackle.
Hard hitting there, and they're inching their way up the field, but that's not going to be enough for the first down. So we'll have third coming up and short yardage. Let's take a
Here
look.
you're going to see 45, Roy Jaycoats, come in right here and just put a lick on the ball carrier.
Wilder there.
And take him down. But what did he get? Maybe another yard or two after that, but nice contact for Jaycoats. He has really played fine at the linebacker position. However, this is a down where the Dondero defense needs to come up huge right here, turn it around and get field position because time is becoming a big factor. Nope, it's the end of the quarter.
And time runs out on the third quarter. The Dondero Oaks still have a long way to go. They trail Clawson 21-7. We'll be back with the fourth quarter after this.
So the tire store guy says, great deal on them tires. You want valve stems? No thanks. Your tires won't work without valve stems. They're extra. Then he told me all the other extras I needed. So guess what happened to my great deal on them tires?
Only Bell Tire gives you out-the-door pricing. You get the guaranteed lowest price, and at Bell Tire, it's the total, complete, everything's included price with absolutely no extras ever.
Bell Tire.
Nobody comes close, nobody's closer.
And welcome back to Dondero High School. Clawson Trojans lead 21-7. It's a lot closer than the score indicates, though, as the Oaks are oh so close to getting on the scoreboard here. Let's take a look at total yards. Dondero 96, Clawson 26 in this half. So you can see the turnaround already and talk about the score being 21-7, but it is a lot closer than people think right now.
But they're one big play away, from being right there.
Yeah.
And this could be a big play. This could be a turning point right here if their defense can make the stop.
So actually that interception really helped Dondero. If they weren't going to get in, they were going to be helped. But hey, take a look at this as we pick up the first down, and Ryan Smith gets out across to the 15-yard line.
Right here, the Dondero defense doesn't know who's going to get it. They make a counter, and they hand off to Smith. He breaks it easily, gets a first down, but that's the first time they've run that play tonight, and the Dondero defense got caught going with the fake from the quarterback.
The ball just shy of the 15.
That was a good call by Dick Moore on the Clawson sideline.
Stark handing off on the straight dive, and look at this. They're diving. Gain of about 6 or 7 yards. Pretty good carry that time.
Well,
for Clawson, they're starting to get out of their own end of the field.
Stark's only a sophomore, but he's got the footwork and the mechanics of a senior. Look at the spin, the quick spin, the nice handoff. He's been smooth with the handoff. And right there, Gage just finds an easy hole for about, 7 yards? But Stark does not look like a sophomore at all. But he's played all year. He's got a lot of games under his belt. And this team's going to be tough to beat. They're getting better every week, and they have a huge offensive line.
Gain of 6, 2nd and 4. You see the clock here in the fourth quarter. It was Gay on the previous carry. This time it's Smith, and they stack him up. So a third down coming up now for Clawson. And we see Dondero starting to force the third down.
Might have put the jinx on Stark. Nice fake right here. He tucks it away, but in the open field, he's going down. As Mike Knoll puts the lick on him, Stark just can't get away.
Had me fooled. I thought Smith had it, and Stark just took it himself.
They've got room to pass. They're outside of the danger zone. They got a little room behind his back.
Third and about 5 this time. And a big gain. Look at this. Neil Hanser breaks into the backfield and into Dondero territory. Finally brought down inside the 15-yard line. Well, Neil Hanser quickly increases his rushing average.
Here you see Hanser, little fake to the first man through. Hanser comes off the left side, gets behind the big left tackle. Right here he makes a move, and he's gone as he lost Bonscore. Shows good foot speed, but Nate Dixon will come up and make a touchdown-saving tackle. Hanser showing lots of speed in the open field. Don't look around. Keep your head down and go right to the end zone. But over here, there's Dixon coming in to make the stop, but that might just about seal it for Clawson tonight.
Let's see what they can do now. Ball is inside the 15 at the 14-yard line.
Boy, they get their big plays from a lot of different people, don't they?
They spread it out. They've got a lot of good, strong running backs. That time we see Wilder on the carry. Take a look right down the line.
Wilder right up the middle, but didn't fool anybody that time.
Muller.
Nice tackle from Muller. Showed a lot of strength, but he's had to go against Appleby and company all night. Muller, look at, he's out of gas.
He's got one of those helmets there with the added extra protection on it, you can see. Like Kelso used to wear for the Bills, defensive back. Quick pitch out to Gay. Gay trying to turn the corner and then is sandwiched out there between Knoll and big number 50. That is Lawther, Mike Lawther.
Gay's seatbelt came a little loose that time.
Yeah.
Little quick pitch to Gay. Here he comes around the right side, but he's going to have a nice collision here with Knoll. That was some good hitting there. But I'll tell you what made that play go was the quarterback, Stark, turned one way to his left, turned around quick, and made a pitch with his back to the ball carrier.
You're talking about different helmets. That's a different kind of helmet that most kids are not wearing these days.
It's a Main Street
If they are, they're wearing it the other way.
Main Street lid.
That is.
Cinderella's attic.
Timeout down on the field as you see Dick Moore talking to his Clawson Trojans. Big possession right here and a third down and about 7 coming up. If they can get it into the end zone, they pretty much wrap this one up. If not, it gives Dondero another chance to cut it down to 1 touchdown if they could get in. So a lot of things can happen. Right now it's make or break for Clawson.
Coach Moore rounding up the troops. Undefeated in the OAA, looking real tough. Made the transition from the MOAC.
There's one of our. That's how you hear all the crunches down on the field there. Scott Stoic working with our parabolic microphone.
He does a great job.
It's a dish, and you know what it is? It's very similar to if you were to take your ear and cuff it forward, you can hear a lot better, and that's the whole theory behind that is since it's a round dish, you pick up all the sounds a little bit better.
I always wondered why Herman Moore's ears are kind of...
I don't know if you were taught that at Wayne State. Jack and I both go. We are Tartars, aren't we? I don't know why we're Tartars.
Only thing I could hear was get
maybe
the ball over the plate. Get the ball. Just kidding.
Hanser, 7 carries, 107 yards, and that last one put him over the top.
Here he goes again.
There he is, cuts it outside. He's got the angle, and he gets in.
11-yard touchdown.
He had the angle on Hart. 11 yards for the touchdown.
Boy, Hanser's got the speed. They know it.
And that pretty much does it for Clawson.
Same play, only this time Hanser doesn't break it up the middle. He continues. He takes it out wide to the left on the left side. He's kind of shaken up on the play. He came down funny on his right arm. Here comes Hanser. This time he doesn't like what he sees there. Takes it around the outside corner, and it's 6 points, and that's the clincher for Clawson tonight.
8:27 left here in the fourth quarter. Some people disagreeing with you up here in the Clawson press box. It's not over yet. Stefan to hold. Now, they've had trouble on this extra point all night. as Haver goes in to try the extra point. This time they get it up and down, and it is good. And the score, 28-7.
That's a beautiful thing right there when you see those arms go up.
If you're on Clawson, yeah. If you're on Dondero, they didn't want to see that. What's the raise your hands if you're sure? And he was sure that it was an extra point, so he did raise his hands. And on the sideline, Mike McElroy, and now his offense will get the ball again. They've come oh so close, but those penalties have hurt. And actually, you got to give some credit to that defensive Clawson. They are 5-1, and now looking at a 4-0 record in their conference. As you see, Hanser.
Yep, Neil Hanser, the 5'10 senior wingback, made his mark on that drive. 2 big carries, one of them taking it in for the touchdown. Neil Hanser with the drive of
Here's
9
the drive.
plays, 99 yards, most of them on Hanser's run, and the touchdown, 11-yard run by Hanser, and it all went down at 4:50. But that leaves us with, 8:27 to go. And I think Clawson's going to kick it deep and go for field position now.
In the score, Clawson, the scoring drives that they've had, you've had Gay score on a 13-yard run. Ryan Smith scored on a 3-yard run. You've got Gay scoring again, and then Ryan Smith coming up with a 2-point extra point, and now Hanser. And we talk about all the different tools they use. They've got a lot of guys making big plays for those guys coming out of the backfield.
And you know, at halftime, Dondero goes in thinking,
Look at that. We haven't seen that. A long kick. And taken back there by Holland, and that is Paul Holland on the return, a junior, number 19.
Yeah, it's the first time they've gone deep all night, but you know that. Here's the kick. Good deep kick right here.
Paul Holland on the return. And he has not seen much action. You can see the clean uniform as opposed to everybody else who's out there. And he's brought down. There you see him. Thought he could break it, but they got him, the junior. He'll have many more returns next year.
Cool lid for Paul Holland.
I got to do something with my lid. What do you think? Pat Fowler says I got the Sam Donaldson toupee, but I got the best toupee in the business. Here's the run by Bobby Grant.
No, you're thinking that Dondero goes into halftime, and you're thinking, well, let's stop Brooks Gay 2, let's key on him, maybe key on 5 Stephen. They turn around, they give the Hanser. Now they come in, they pretty much got their backs to the wall. Grant's looking to pass, he's got no time, chased out of the pocket, and look at Appleby 60 showing big speed, pulls him down, and he also had help in there from Gay, but Appleby showing you with that kind of speed at 6'5", 265, showing you why Division I schools are ringing up that phone every night for Aaron Appleby.
Yep.
Definitely a Division I. You're going to see him next year for a big team.
Second down, Grant to throw. He's got his man open down the sideline. Chris Adamczak gets him inside the 35 to about the 34, 33-yard line of Clawson. And that's the kind of play they've been looking for all game long.
Yep, Bobby Grant goes back this time, a little more time to throw. Throws a nice spiral. He does throw a good ball. Adamczak comes up with a big one, finds a hole, and he trying to cuts it up, gets even more yards, keep those legs pumping. I think Dondero heard me. They heard me say this game's over, and they said, no, not on our field.
The thing is, Jack, they've been able to get some guys open down the sideline like that all game long, and now they're starting to exploit that, and almost coming up with the interception. Running in there quickly was Teton. Jeremy Teton almost came up with the interception that time and just led a little too much. Again, Adamczak out there.
Yeah, Grant's going to go out there looking for Adamczak again on the right side. Kind of slips with his foot on the ground there and throws it deep. And right here, Teton almost picks it off. The ball ricocheted, hit his helmet, and he lost it.
Yeah, plus he heard the footsteps, too, of Adamczak coming right at him. He knew he was going to be popped.
Teton, 6'3", one of the better basketball players from the Clawson team. Good jumper, good foot speed. Tonight, he's been active in the backfield.
Second and 10. Grant has time to throw. Grant steps up. Grant unloads deep, and a good job by the receiver Hart to come back to the ball. He took his defender, Ryan Smith, deep, and then Hart came back to it, and you'll see it here.
Yeah, that's a good play for a high schooler. You see Grant go back, Chris Hart's running the straight out fly pattern. He stops, sees his quarterback in trouble, and he comes back to get the ball. And the key thing is he's moving this way as he makes the reception. Always come back to the ball, leaves the defender at your back. First down for Dondero. They're driving.
And very tough to defend. The ball at about the 18-yard or 17-yard line. First and 10. Hart back to throw again. They're going to go to the air, and then Hart trying to bail out, or Grant, not Hart. He was looking for Hart in the end zone, but he was covered down there by Steffen. Let's take a look.
You're going to see as Grant rolls out right here, he's looking, nowhere to go. There's Scott Wilder, the linebacker, pulls him down with one hand on the jersey. Remember, those two got into it before on the sideline, and Wilder's fired up. He's played a good game tonight. 6 foot 195. Wilder will probably be playing Division II football next year. Doesn't have enough size for Division I.
This time Grant split out to the right side, and Hart looking in his direction again. Grant looking for Hart again. And they sack him for a loss, and it's Wilder in there again. This time they get him back at around the 25-yard line. And Grant having trouble getting up.
Grant's feeling
He got the wind knocked out of him there. He wants some help.
He rolls back. He sees a little bit of trouble on his right side. Tuck it up and run, but he can't. Wilder gives him a pop to the left side of the head.
I think he might have landed on the ball, too. He tucked the ball away and landed right on it, and he had the weight of the other players getting on top of him. I think that's it. He does not want to come off the field. If he does, then he can't go in there for the next play. So he wants to stay in there, and he knows it.
1 sack apiece for both sides, but really the Clawson defense has created a lot of hurries and a lot of rush situations for Bobby Grant. He hasn't had much time to throw. When he does, and he goes to Chris Hart, 10 down the sideline, he's got to go back to him right now if he can shake off this injury. Wilder put a pop to his head, paid him back for that little face mask right there. His hand got in, and it really shook him up. He's dizzy.
And the Oaks call a timeout, knowing that if they didn't, Grant would have to come off the field and they couldn't play him. So they call a timeout. Grant can go back in now and complete this. They had a third down situation. They're at the 25, and they need to get inside the 10 to about the 7-yard line.
Coach McElroy needs to break out the smelling salts right now. Put about 5 of them in a pack underneath Grant's nose. Get him going again.
Again, he just had the wind knocked out of him. He tucked the ball away, and then the way he came down on it, right in his stomach, and you got 2-3 players falling on top of you. That'll do it. So Grant goes back in, 3rd and long. And don't forget next week, a great matchup. The Troy Colts take on the Clarkston Wolves right here on TCI 63, Saturday, Monday at 8.
And you know Clarkson wants to take Troy on now because they want to show that they're the new power in North Oakland County.
Grant throwing into the end zone and almost intercepted, but it went through the hands of Steffen, and then the Oaks had a chance to get it back. So a 4th down now and another must situation. Take a look.
Steffen was playing this like a wide receiver. He's back there. Grant throws it into double coverage, a little bit long, and right here 5, Steffen will come up, but he just slips through his hands. He tried to find his favorite receiver, Chris Hart, who has been there for the big play, but he threw it into too much coverage that time.
Hart on a second effort and almost came back for it. He was coming back for it, almost got it as it was deflected. Grant drops back, pressure that he never saw, and that'll do it. What pressure? Eric White came out of nowhere, and nobody picked him up. And that just, Grant had no idea that was coming. Got him all the way back. Forward motion will be marked at about the 36-yard line.
There's White on a full-fledged safety blitz, blindsides him and just carries Bobby Grant all the way with him, about 10 more yards back, slams him to the ground, and Grant still kind of wobbly coming off the field right now. Right, you see he took a shot right there, 2 in a row, really.
Yeah, the Trojan defense taking a beating now on Grant, as you see Eric White. They are just putting a beating on.
Yeah, White will switch to tight end on the offensive side. The Oaks pretty upset on the sideline. It's got to be hard homecoming night. As a senior, your final home game, and you're getting punished.
Gay trying to find some room and does, still on his feet. And a pretty good carry on the first down situation for Gay. Clock continues to run at 5:15 left in the game, and the Clawson Trojans now have pretty much put this one away. Down on the field, referees talking it over. And the crowd not giving up on the Oaks.
A future Oak.
A future Oak, and here a penalty on the Oaks. Personal foul. You can see where the flag comes flying.
Must have been a late hit as Gay went off left side. Right here, he's going to run into White there. Be taken down, then must have been a late hit after that. Someone must have dove in.
Yeah. Here are the penalties. Clawson 6 for 65, Dondero 6 for 60, so evened up pretty much on the penalty side. But again, it's those big plays that were called back. Jack, UFO over here? Is that Channel 4 helicopter that's flying around Royal Oak all the time?
What's going on?
I don't know. But, you know, doing these Friday night games, you miss your favorite show, The X-Files.
Oh, I know. Wait, too much time.
Or was it Roadshow Video?
No, Roadshow
okay.
Video.
Okay, Roadshow Video, that's right. Penalty flag again. And we've got
Dondero jumped, I think.
Yeah.
There it is.
Illegal procedure. There it is again. Now,
they're not looking for Dr. Jack, are they?
Oh, so look at this, flying right over the trees.
Around Woodward,
you know, we talk
out the motels. What's going on?
Talk a lot about, you know, spooky things going on. I don't know. It could be getting too close to Halloween. You know? I don't know.
You're freaking me out here.
Scary things going on around. The loss puts Clawson back, and hitting the ground was Stark. His own man knocked him over. Stark lost his footing there, and it knocks him back even further. Take a look. He just gets knocked down as his own player comes by.
Stark's going to do that fake again, run into his own man right here, trip up, take a spill, but he covers up the ball. But we've seen that. That's a sophomore quarterback, and he's just been too close to his running backs as he makes the fake to him. He's getting too close. You want to stay away a little bit and lean in with the upper part of your body. Keep the ball and your feet away from the man so everything's free and clear.
2nd and 19. Bouncing outside as Ryan Smith, and Smith finally gets out of bounds. And it'll bring up a 3rd down situation as he gets across the 40 to about the 38-yard line.
I'm just going to beat that drum more and more, but every time Clawson goes to the bank, it's to the left side, and who's on the left side? Aaron Appleby, 60, and Brandon Doris. But it's Appleby. Get in behind Appleby, and you're just going to have lots of real estate in front of you.
There you see number 10, Hart. That is Chris Hart. Looking on. Tough night for homecoming for him. There's White. Or Smith, excuse me, Ryan Smith. Ryan Smith still on his feet. Smith picks up the 1st down. They had a 19-yard deficit to make up, and they did it.
Josh Farr brought him down, but he made a little bit of a late hit there. The ref let it go.
2nd and 19, and they came up with a 3rd and 8 or so, and they
Ryan
came up
Smith.
with...
Watch him do the hesitation right here. Hesitate. Whoa, pull up, go back around. Nice move there. Here comes Josh Smith right here. Now they take him down, and watch what Josh does right here. Ooh, he was trying. He hit the ground, though. You can't call that.
Stark just gets the handoff off to Gay. Gay bounces outside. Everybody overran the play, and he's in for the touchdown. Touchdown for the Clawson Trojans. 27 yards. And he just puts an exclamation point on this victory with 3:29 left.
Well, Gay started left and got into a little bit of traffic with Appleby and 70 Tim Allison bunched up in the middle of the line. He cuts it back to the right here, and no one's home. Everybody's off to the left side. It's a foot race to the end zone, and Brooks Gay takes it in, showing good speed, and right here beats the last tackler, adds a little punch to it, and Clawson is showing you why they're going to go to 4-0.
34-7, and now they've with this exclamation point, have really sent a message out to the rest of this conference. The extra point is good. And the Clawson Trojans have done it. 35-7.
But to come in here, you know, really, and I would consider it a crosstown rivalry. You know, your next door neighbor's house on homecoming night and just punish them like this. It's they're a tough team, you know. That Clawson was a tough team coming in. I just didn't know if Dick Moore and his Trojans, I didn't know they were this good. They've got an awful lot of talent. Coach McElroy, like you said, that he's got a young team, and they'll be back next year. Hopefully they're learning a lot of lessons that they can use, you know, next year at this time and do a little payback.
Well, the majority of this game was a lot closer than than this last quarter has proved to be.
One or two big plays.
Yeah. There it is, 6 plays, 64 yards, 2:01 off the clock, and a 27-yard run by Gay to top it off for the Trojans. As the Trojans have really liked this new conference that they're in.
Yeah, they've adapted well.
Low line drive, taken there by Holland. Holland again, and he's hit at about the 28, 29-yard line. Doesn't make it to the 30. And the Oaks will get it there with 3:23. So still a lot of time left on the clock for the Oaks to maybe come up with some offensive drive just to kind of get their spirits up here on homecoming.
Well, Holland picks it up, takes it right up the middle, runs into his own man, and then kind of gets his ankle caught up. But if he avoids that blocker in front of him, he might have had another 10 or 15 yards. Good return. I mean, a 30-yard line.
There's Dick Moore looking on. Holland did get it just shy of the 30. They mark his forward progress at the 29.
Even though you're down 35-7, you want to tell your young players right here, it's a good time to learn.
New quarterback in there for the Oaks, and that time the Clawson Trojans see it. Getting in there quickly was number 90, Nick Lilly, on the tackle. And in there at quarterback is Dixon.
See, Dixon kind of missed. He wasn't sure if the ball carrier would be, the handoff would be on his right or his left. He comes back, can't find him, and he gets stopped. But this is a chance for Dixon to gain some valuable experience.
And in there also, if you can see him on the screen, number 23. An interesting story there is Scheid. Joe Scheid in there, number 23, a receiver, and he's off to the right of the screen. Only one arm, and he's in there as a receiver. And if you were to see him in pregame warm-ups, he was doing a great job of catching it. Ball is loose, and getting in there, just diving in is Scheid. That's the guy we're talking about right there, 23 for Clawson, or for, for Dondero, as Clawson recovered that time. But great story there. There he is, Ed Scheid, and a great effort, a lot of heart. He gets in there. Let's take a look at the play. See if we can see who the fumble is.
Little loose fumble right here. Comes loose. Now Scheid will come diving into the screen here, but not in time to recover.
They said it was down already, so Clawson recovered that, but Dondero had got it. There you see Scheid. He split out to the right of your screen.
And like you said, Dave, it'd be interesting if they could throw him the ball. Scheid really, he can catch.
He can. Watching him in pregame warm-ups, and it was Coach McElroy as a flag flies and unsportsmanlike conduct going on down there. Now you're seeing a lot of players who haven't been in, and their tempers just from being on the side. That is going against Clawson. So that's really unnecessary. A team leading 35-7 coming up with that kind of penalty. And that picks up a first down for the Oaks.
You want to keep emotions at a reasonable level here.
Clock is stopped at 1:38 left in this one. And the ball is at the 44-yard line, so the Oaks will have first down there now.
Dominic DeLuca, 73, the center. I like that. He was negotiating with the referee, looking for a better spot.
They got it right down the middle of the field.
I think he's got a future in sales, Dominic.
And the Trojans stack it up right at the line of scrimmage. Not that much that time.
No room to run.
For number 20, Lawther. Joe Lawther. As he comes off.
Joe's like
Second
just
down.
happy to get there, man.
Yeah.
Let me get in. I want to use
We
my
got in on
pads.
homecoming night. Power eye right.
That's awesome.
For the Oaks. On the dive. That time in the backfield, it was Elder, Brian Elder, number 88. And getting in there, Knowlton. Kevin
Flags
Knowlton, number 56. Another flag down. Boy, we've seen more flags tonight, I think, than we've seen all season long. In all the games combined. Let's take a look. Same thing again. This time it goes against the Oaks. So they're just swapping penalties, and the Clawson sideline applauding that, saying, hey, they're doing it too. So this gets them back to where they were before, as we exchange personal fouls back and forth.
Let's just fight.
Well, the game pretty much over. 41 seconds left. And the Clawson Trojans go on.
Give him a uni.
There's a future Dondero Oak. Maybe even a Wolverine there. See the
He should be
sweatshirt
doing
he's
the
wearing.
pregame speech. Emotion.
Got a long way to go, though. Let's not give it to him yet. Pass out there and intended out there for Scheid. We were talking about him, and that time had his opportunity. As he was coming back to the quarterback, it was just thrown out to his outside, to his left. Yeah.
So one thing, you want to keep it on Scheid's right side. He couldn't handle it. A little too far in front of him.
Great heart in there. And look at that. He's even being a diplomat in there saying, hey, guys, come on. Let's get this game going.
Couple more flags down now.
A lot of heart shown by Joe Scheid for being in there. I'm sure a lot of people told him, hey, you can't play football, but hey, he's out there right now.
Comes to practice every day, puts the pads on.
And now the referee's talking it over.
Teammates love him too.
Yeah. 18 seconds left on the clock. Referee's talking it over, saying, hey, look, if this is going to continue, we might as well just call the game right here.
You know,
they're going back and
that
forth. I think they may even do that. Let's take a look.
Both ways.
Here we go again.
Both ways.
Yeah, one that way. Yeah, that's it. They're giving it both ways. All right, so what happens now? Offsetting, and we're right where we're at.
Round 4.
Yeah.
Clawson's going to move to 6-1, 4-0 in the Division 4 of the OAA, and they're really in state tournament playoff position where they can continue the run.
4-0 in the conference. Clock starts running. We're down to 10 seconds
Pretty big
left.
feat moving out of the MOAC and the OAA.
Well, they want to get this last playoff. And they do. Dixon throwing down the sidelines, and it was intended for Scheid. And he was hit down the sideline there and stopped by Tom Carpenter. Great effort. He got the big thumbs up, too, from the Clawson sideline, and that does it. That'll do it. Homecoming night over for the Oaks, and a disappointing one for them, but for that sideline there, and Dick Moore and his team, as they continue to go undefeated in the conference at 4-0. And the Clawson Trojans victorious. There you see head coach Mike McElroy looking on as the coaches meet at the center of the field. The final score here at Dondero High School. The Clawson Trojans 35, the Dondero Oaks 7. We'll be back to wrap things up right after these messages. Stay with us.
If you wish a video cassette of TCI Sports, the cost is $25.
Send a check payable to TCI, along with your name, address, and the names of the teams that played in the game, to TCI Sports Videotapes, 4500 Delamere Boulevard, Royal Oak, Michigan, 48073. Remember to tell us which game you wish to receive. And thank you for watching TCI Sports.
On the Master Anglers, we bring you the hottest fishing action around the state of Michigan. From tips and techniques to advice and stories from the pros, the Master Anglers gives you the info you need to catch the big ones. Plus, it's just plain fun. That's the Master Anglers, Thursday nights at 8 on TCI Channel 63.
The Clawson Trojans 35, the Dondero Oaks 7, the final score here on Dondero's homecoming night. And let's take a look at the final stats for you. Passing 32 for Clawson, but the big yardage came rushing 377 yards, and a lot of guys contributing to that 377. Dondero passing 125, rushing 99, and it's penalties that killed them. Total yards, you can see almost double.
Yeah, 409. But when you look at the rushing yards, they got it from a lot of people. They have a lot of weapons. Brooks Gay at 132, Neil Hanser at 118 together. That's 250 yards. And they also went to Ryan Smith and some other players. They have a lot of 19 first downs.
Yeah, 19 to 16, turnovers 1 and 2. Time of possession even evened out almost.
Yeah, when you look down this Clawson roster, the time of possession is really, if Dondero just would have had a big play somewhere in that first half or early in the third quarter, I think it would have been a different game.
Yeah.
It might have been a one-score game.
Yeah, so that's the final stats there for you. And
but if you look down the Clawson roster, you've got scoring by quarters, 13 to zip right off the bat.
Yeah, a little bit closer than most people think, and then those two scores by Clawson at the end. Just put it away for them.
But the third quarter, right there, Dondero was driving up and down the field, and they got, I think, within the 22 to 3 times, and they had nothing to show for it.
And so this sets the stage for some great matchups in the future between these two teams in this new conference. Next week, speaking of a great matchup, the Troy Colts take on the Clarkston Wolves at Clarkston. And this is always a great matchup. We had them a few years ago as the first game of our season. Now they meet later on in the season. It means a lot more to both teams as they are both undefeated.
Oh, yeah, both ranked in the Super 10. You're looking at about 5,000 people at least in attendance at that game. And who's going to dominate the Oakland County football era when you look at the next 3 to 4 years? Dane Fife wants to replace Kyle Rance and that whole Troy vibe there. I mean, they've been leading it for 3 years. That's a huge game.
Yeah, so that's next week. The final score this week, the Clawson Trojans 35, the Dondero Oaks 7. I want to thank Jack Roberts for filling in these past 2 weeks. Next week, Joe Abramson will be back with us. And for all the TCI crew, thanks for joining us. I'm Dave Zorin. We'll see you next week from Clarkston.